Couple things
weirdos.
before we get started. If you know someone who wants to play an America game, I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the wait list or getting into a one-shot. Speaking of one-shots, I do have a one-shot coming up next Thursday on the 13th, where we are going to be hosting Nerd Hala, who's a famous miniature painter. She does stuff for people like Felicia Day and other celebrities. So go check the tickets out for that. Those are over at gameric.com, right on the front page. There's only 2 left, so pick those up quickly. We also have the Patreon over at patreon.com/gameric, where we've got a lot of fun things going on. We also have the GM tip videos and archives on YouTube. We've got the clip contest in Discord, and we have the reference site over at toivoarpg.com, where we have hundreds of articles for you guys to check out. But let's go ahead and get you guys started, because we got so much to cover today. Oh man, so much to cover.
So much.
Mm-hmm. You guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically and most recently, we are out here in Ivrix, in the Pearl Sanctuary, where you guys are members of a clandestine organization known as the House of Flowers. You guys have returned to the Pearl Sanctuary after having rescued your compatriot Bodhidharma from the plane of Limbo. Last week, you came home and had a nice, relaxing evening before waking up in the morning to a stabbed lotus being painted on a piece of paper and nailed to your door. Bodhi had some bad dreams, and you guys went to the council chambers of the House of Flowers. That's where we left you guys last time, as you had just talked to Sinwin Barb and Dreamshade regarding the mysterious sigil that you had discovered. You were told that several people were missing about these and had asked for dossiers on each of them. Dreamshade was about to tell you about them when we ended last session. So, as we continue that conversation, she looks at you and says, I don't remember everything. However, we do have information about a survivor. The individual known as Yareth was last seen here in the Pearl Sanctuary, but we don't know where he went, and we don't know what he's up to. He was a renowned infiltrator and intelligence gatherer. He was adept at slipping through enemy strongholds, unseen and unheard. His last known assignment involved securing a person or object referred to only as the vessel. I will put that in chat here. However, upon his return to the Pearl Sanctuary, he refused to speak about what he had seen or the mission at all. He then became extremely evasive and disappeared within the city. Out of character, you guys came to the council chambers to kind of measure the temperature, quote unquote, of the council and determine where the House of Flowers sits at the moment. So, do you have any further questions for Dreamshade? Or would you like to wait for the council members to arrive?
I'd first like to confirm, when you say there was one survivor,
Yes.
does that mean like one confirmed survivor, as in the rest are missing, or you confirmed that the others died?
She looks at you. I'm uncertain, really. You see, we're not exactly sure who they were.
What? What? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Well, we're missing 3 additional agents, and sigils were detected, but we don't know who they were.
Is that because we don't know where all of our agents are at a given time, or like a memory issue and we don't remember who they were?
We're uncertain. We don't have records as to who the people were that belonged in those various quarters, but there were belongings. No names.
Do you
These-
have the belong? Oh, sorry. That's fair.
No, no. Go
No,
ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
I'll go.
No, no, no. You go ahead.
Do you still have the belongings? Could we maybe
It's
look
been
at them?
several weeks. Those quarters have been reassigned, and there was nothing really of note. Was there
No,
something specific you wanted to know about?
No personal belongings, like maybe a journal, letters, family jewelry, or something like that.
Nothing of this kind. We found no clothing that fit anyone other than standard issued armor. We found no keepsakes, journals, no carvings or mementos.
How do we know they were our agents?
That's a good question. We assumed that they were, based off of the fact that the rooms appeared to have been lived in for quite some time.
I'm sorry. Where were the rooms located?
They were located in one of the barracks here in the Pearl Sanctuary. Not far from here.
And are these buds where the buds train, or are these like
Oh no, these were
city
full blooms.
barracks?
And have we had council meetings in the time that we have been gone? Like any, I guess, high-ranking members not present?
Not that I'm aware of. We did have to replace one of them, but that's all been taken care of.
Oh, can you? I'm sorry. What happened? Why did someone need replacing other than the House of Rose, which is understandable?
Well, the Ceramorphosis, if you remember, that slew one of the members.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just the replacement of the head of the House of Roses.
Well, no, she was replaced because you didn't want Carrie Bloom to still be in charge.
The one who eliminated everyone in her house? Yeah, we
Correct.
didn't want her in charge. Yeah.
So we
That's
replaced
crazy.
her as well.
Oh, good. Where's Carrie Bloom?
She's buried.
Lovely. That's great. Well, who replaced her? Who's the head of the House of Roses now?
She blinks and thinks really hard. I don't remember.
Okay. Oh dear. All right.
And are there any other open positions that need to be replaced?
Well, yes, now that you mention it, there are a few. The gourds need to be replaced. The roses. Goodness. I'm not certain who else. I'm not certain if the council still exists.
Sounds like it need to have an emergency council meeting.
Wait, what do you mean you don't think the rest of the council exists? What about Cecily? Is Cecily all right?
Who?
Don't no, are you serious? Okay. Okay. This is fine. We'll figure it out.
What about Dreamshade? Is she okay?
I think so. I feel okay.
Okay, just checking.
Oh, Pear, be quiet. Okay, well, why don't we all... So there's no one left in the council, is what you're saying?
Well,
We just spoke to Cinnamon Barb.
Cinnamon, yes. Cinnamon was here. Sludge. Sludge is around. I think that's it, though.
How is Kret doing?
Who?
Okay, good.
Oh, okay. No, not... Complicated feelings about Kret here. Okay.
Takes over the house.
Sarah,
I get-
can I tell if that she's not knowing who these people are, or like she doesn't remember them, or she doesn't know about them? Like, is this
Roll
a
an
memory
insight
thing
check.
that we recognize? Yeah, there we go. Someone else should have taken that wheel. My insight sucks.
I can help. I'll give you guidance.
It's not gonna matter much.
With a 7, you can't tell.
I continue to lurk in the shadows.
Oh, no.
I mean, I could try to do an insight, but I don't know this person that well.
Right. So this would be with disadvantage.
Can I do insight
Of
with
course.
your assistance?
Yeah, I'll assist you
Okay.
or give you guidance or whatever. Whatever you need. I got you.
How are we assisting on this? Just trying to figure out how are you going to help her detect
That's a really
this?
good question.
I thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Prayers.
Awful.
There's a joke there that relies on the Friday night group. We're not going to go there.
Oh no, okay. Well, does it give me advantage to have someone helping me?
With a 28, because I have to go ahead and go with the rules,
Oh, okay.
you can intuit that Dreamshade is having a hard time remembering pretty much anyone except for the people who she's most recently engaged with.
Okay. Is there anything I can tie that to, like arcane-wise or religion-wise, that might be causing that?
How would you determine this?
How similar is she acting to the way Growl and Fu acted in Limbo and in the water place?
Very differently.
Okay.
Can we tell without listing off a bunch of random places or events, is her memory only gone compared or in reference to people, or is it more generally that she only remembers like
We can do a bit of a time skip and investigation skip here. As you question Dreamshade about various topics, she is mostly missing knowledge about people. However, there are some gaps as far as locations go.
Is Fliosa still here?
Fliosa was here. She went back to her jail cell. If you want to go and grab her, we can.
Or, sorry, it was Cinnamon Barb we were talking to. Is she still here?
She is still here. She's just over there off to the side.
Can we
She's-
cross-reference with her to see if she knows these people?
Sure.
If it's a isolated incident with Dreamshade, or if it's
Of course.
something more.
As you go over to talk to her, she looks at you. Yes.
I'm pushing Pear out in front to ask the questions.
Do you remember, and then I'm just going to, I guess, individually, the people that we named for Dreamshade,
Okay.
who she wasn't thinking of? I can't remember. I should have wrote those down, each of the ones.
Especially wish correct Gaily Flower. Various gourds and roses.
Yeah. So she will know Kret. She'll know Kret Gilliflower. She knows Dusk Mulberry. She knows Iforn Bubble Fruit. She knows Hashing Wintercross.
And would she be?
She knows pretty much everybody. Yeah.
Would she know? Well, I guess first of the people that went missing.
She's not aware of the missing people.
Okay. Well, I guess I mean like not who they are, but I'm wondering how well known it is that people are missing.
She's unaware of the mystery.
Okay.
So she doesn't know who the current leader of the House of Roses is?
She does know. It's a woman by the name of Crimson Rose. She's currently located in Bourbon, assisting in the overthrow of the Cervantes family.
Oh, good for her.
Good job. Okay.
We stand.
Since we've been gone, Cinnamon, are there any other positions that still need to be filled?
No.
Okay.
Except for that of the Starflower, because Calatrix still hasn't returned.
She said that she'll be back in like 7 days, I think.
Truly.
Please
Please roll your deception check, sir.
Oh shit.
Guidance. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, you don't want to cast guidance right now.
No, but Brahmi is assisting with this.
All right.
By blinking with a wide-eyed stare.
She believes you.
By nodding.
Little halo above her head.
And
Eye batting.
I think she mentioned not wanting to return permanently. She's kind of, you know how Callie gets, like looking for going permanent vacation. So
Understood.
pass the mantle on when she comes back, but she'll be around.
Very well. It'll be nice to have a figurehead in front of the entire council. Someone to dictate how arguments should be handled.
I couldn't agree more. While we're here though, Dreamshade, are you sure you don't remember the people she just named? But right before I do that, I want to try and kick her in the shin.
You're gonna kick her in the shin.
Yes.
Please roll your unarmed strike.
Oh, damn. That's probably missed.
With a 14, as you go to kick her in the shin, she steps backwards a moment, looks at you confused. Why would you do that?
Like a surprise round.
Just testing your reflexes. You've been stuck in the house and not in the field for a long time since we've been out. Good job.
Are you saying I'm rusty?
Slick.
No, because you dodged it. So great job.
We did saddle you to a desk for all this time, but I have to ask you, if you're having memory problems, do you remember what's happened in the last 4 months while you've been handling the mantle of the Starflower while we were gone? Watching over the office?
I haven't been the Starflower.
You're not the Starflower, but you agreed to watch over the goings-on here.
Well, yes. I'm sorry. What's going on?
Oh dear. Okay, can Brahmi try casting Remove Curse on her? She will tell her beforehand. I'm gonna try casting Remove Curse on you just in case your memory's been affected by something similar to what Seska Lash did. Is that okay?
She looks at you. I guess. I remember Seskel. That was horrible.
Yeah, we just want to make sure it hasn't happened to you.
Okay.
Okay? So she will cast Remove Curse.
Nothing happens.
Great. Cinnamon Barb, do we have anybody in the House of Flowers whose spells lean towards mind-related magic?
Not that I'm aware of. Of course, if we did, you understand that it'd be quite dangerous.
Yes.
So they should be promoted.
Well, they shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a
Pretty
secret
much.
if that's the case.
Right. Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
Well, go ahead.
No, that was just an of thought. By all means, continue.
If you guys think of anything else of note, just come let us know. In the meantime, we'll start doing some investigating and getting caught up on what we've missed.
Dreamshade's gonna speak up. I think I remember something. It's hard. I remember, and she will take off one of her gloves and hold out the palm of her hand, and in the palm of her hand is a design tattooed there of a black lotus. As she exposes it to you guys, the black lotus begins to melt, and Dreamshade will turn into black powder on the floor. Cinnamon Barb looks at the situation and draws her weapons. What is going on?
I don't know. Oh my god.
That's what we're gonna figure out.
I'm not sure I can fix this.
I scoop up some of that dust.
Yep.
Do you want to scoop it all up, or?
It has the texture of finely ground dye.
So that sounds like more of a Brahmi thing.
Okay.
Actually, it sounds more of a
Can I?
creature thing.
I think I can. I might be able to bring her back.
I don't know that she's gone, Brahmi.
How do you mean?
This doesn't smell like body. I hand out some of it for you to smell.
Rami looks a little like eye narrow kind of at Fu, but leans closer and takes a little sniff.
Temptation to just mark your nose with
Are you thinking it's a simul?
something along that line.
Can we tell Eric if this is like what she turned into or remnants of her disappearing? I don't know if there would be a difference, but like if she was teleported and this is stuff that was left there versus what she.
How would you tell the difference? I'm open to it, but I need to understand the process.
Taste test.
No.
Wouldn't if someone was able to do a detect magic? Wouldn't it tell them the school of magic and poison or something that would make them just turn to ash versus the simulacrum are two different schools?
Does someone
So I
cast
would
that spell?
say-
That's above the table because
like that.
I'm
or
just a druid,
if
ranger
a
guy.
caster, I think Pear wouldn't be able to tell, but I don't know if somebody else who knows magic would know. That's what happens when you teleport, type of thing.
Pear, would you mind turning your mic up a little bit more?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Our last mage turned into bugs. Except I never met him.
I think he was a archivist? Antiquator.
Any of us. I
Antiquer. Artificer.
think you're making up words. You're good on the end though.
No, I promise those are all real words. Okay.
The best I have is identify. I can sit with it for a second.
Do you want to try that first?
Yeah, but I don't want to. Let me just take some of it. I'm gonna leave most of the pile of dust intact, and bring some to the side. 'Cause I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get out of it. But yeah, with what is it? A minute? 10 minutes?
Okay.
10 minutes of sniffing dust. Let me tell you what I can find out about it in a few.
Cinnamon Barb, can we gather the council as soon as possible?
She nods. Putting her weapons away, she looks at the small pile of dust and Fu sniffing it. Of course. I will send the messages. She
Thank
is
you.
going to go and send messages. Mio, you check the perimeter for anyone watching you? There's no one conspicuously watching you. If you'd like to go and roll a perception check to scan the area, we can absolutely do that. With a 30, Mio,
Ooh.
you examine the entire area. There are no particular people watching the council chambers any more than normal.
Excellent. Thank you.
Can we search around for, we've seen it before, scrying, maybe wards? Is there anything that we can search the council chamber for while Fu is...
You have a way to see invisibility.
I do.
Okay.
Eric, technically, I see invisibility too within a certain
Oh.
amount of distance. So when I'm looking, I can see. I might be just people. Hold on, let me look. It's new.
That's exciting.
It's hitting creatures though, or invisible creatures within 10 feet of me.
Okay. So, as you guys look around, you will not see any scrying sensors in the area.
Okay.
Do we want a meeting now?
I don't know that... what do you think?
So my first thought was if we call one in a few days, it might seem less emergency or rushed, and it would give time for Callie to show up to run the meeting. And let some of our friends get settled in, and
Callie is not going to be... Callie won't be here. You know that, right?
obviously we still have to find her, but some of our friends can make it appear as though she is here. I'm gonna dart my eyes back and forth to Mio from Brahmi.
Mio takes a Callie pose, which looks like she's exhausted from no reason and drinking.
Oh. Oh my god. Okay.
It might help
Alright.
keep things calm until, you know,
That's
too
very
much
smart.
change at the same time could be if people are disappearing left and right, and that includes the current star flower. It might add to the panic and cause suspicion on those who try to fill the place.
I understand. Is 7 days enough time? She directs that to Mio.
Yeah, 7 days would be like the minimum amount of time.
Do you want more time?
Nope.
Okay. Brahmi will send to Cinnamon Barb. Hold on council meeting today. We'll reconvene 7 days from now.
You'll receive back. Very well. Making the arrangements.
Yay! What a girl
Uh,
boss.
In the meantime, we've been gone a long time. Wu, Kwai, how's like your family doing? Do you want to check in on them, or are you gonna stay and help us figure this out?
You say that as you see Kawhi was actually just sort of leaving. So he's like, over his shoulder, he's like, yeah, I think I need to get back to the Heke Motu. I helped you kill Kesha, rescued that little guy over there in the corner that's playing hacky sack. I need to get back to the ocean, so I'm out of here.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for everything. I don't think we would have made it without you.
Well, don't thank me too much, because I'm going to be leaving my brother-in-law here with you. So, there you go. And with that, I will take my leave.
I'd call us even. Goodbye.
Big trip.
How well is Bodhi able to hacky sack after so many weeks and months in limbo?
That might have been the only thing that he was able to do, but we'll see. Average.
Average.
I think with hacky sack specifically, he deserves like a +10 after being stuck in limbo for however long. Just for hacky sacking.
He probably had nothing else to do in that cage.
You prepared to be impressed by his hacky skills? Because he's not.
That's my portent. I forgot I had that until just right now.
No.
So
Those are great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So someone's going to have a bad day.
Well, if I know this group, we're going to go ahead and role play the whole day away, and I won't. We'll wait until I get like an 11 and a 10.
Understood. Tristan, you've
Has
been
it been-
granted inspiration.
Oh, thanks.
Has it been 10 minutes?
Yes.
What's up with this dust?
And you were casting Detect Magic, correct?
I'm casting Identify.
Identify. The dust
Oh,
is
that's
not
magic.
magical. It appears to be very finely powdered dirt.
Like Earth?
Yeah, but more soot. It is the components that you may use for creating ink.
But as somebody who is sporting his own number of tattoos, are we thinking more tattoo ink or more like paper ink?
High quality paper ink. And for the record, those aren't very different.
Shouldn't eat one of them.
I was thinking more along the lines of paints, but
Where'd Kawhi go?
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no?
Kawhi went
he,
home.
He said that he had to get home urgently and asked us to take care of you.
Motherfucker.
That was wife, never mind.
That's my sister you're talking
Oh,
about.
sorry, sister friend. Sorry.
Some respect, please.
Understood.
He doesn't even know how to get back to the ocean from here. I'm going to drop dust back on the floor. Let Brahmi know that this is components of high quality paper ink, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
gonna run after my idiot.
Before you go, Fu,
Yeah.
are you actually coming back?
Yeah, I'll be back. He really doesn't know how to get anywhere without me.
Okay. Just try and be back by our next meeting. We could use all hands on deck.
Of course, Pear. I'm happy to help.
Out of character, is there anything else we would need to do before we jump forward to the in time?
Brahmi wanted to try one thing before we kind of sweep ink dream shade into one of Mio's vials, but she wanted to try doing ascending to dream shade.
Okay.
Are you well? Are you okay? We're in the council chamber. Can you come here?
There is
And
no
she sends that.
response.
Okay.
And you
Don't we
didn't
have a
even
book?
have to roll for it?
No, there's no roll for this.
There's no roll for sending.
Don't we have a
There would
book
be if she
connected
was
to
on
her
a
too?
different plane, right?
No, I don't think so. Well, let me see.
Doesn't our book of Zorak Zeph, whatever it is,
Mhm.
tied to her?
It ties to her copy of the book.
So we could try that too.
Okay. Let's try that as well. Yeah, it says you can send the message across any distance and even other planes of existence, but if the target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive.
Mhm.
So there's no roll associated with it, but
Correct. The spell
And she's
fails.
for the book,
The book,
sending.
the sending that you did failed. The book, what do you put in the book?
Dream Shade, we are concerned for you. Can you give us a code word so we know it's you? You up.
There's no
Sign it.
response.
Signing it. Brahmi. No response. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
So if that wasn't Dream Shade, how much can we rely on the information she gave us?
She didn't know much anyways, so
Yeah, I feel like all we really learned was that people were missing after they got that stabbed Lotus.
And she gave us the name Yareth.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish Altair was here. I bet he'd have some knowledge about constructs, maybe.
He's still here. He's right over there.
Oh,
I shake the jar of Altair.
They
oh
rattle.
don't shake him. They get
There's
so
more of them now.
upset. I know.
They like it.
There's more of them now.
Have you?
Pathetic.
Oh,
Is there anybody we can talk to about constructs?
Got the whole house of flowers at your disposal.
And I know 6 members.
Well, we
I
could.
think Greg Budknife knows about construct because he always would talk to Altair.
Okay. I mean, I guess we could ask him, or we, at the meeting, can ask anybody who's familiar with them to stick around after.
yeah. I there might be a few people we could ask some questions of.
Silly question, where did Dream Shade live?
No one knows.
Tomorrow. And yesterday.
That's accurate.
Fair enough.
In the future, she has a real nice house.
Does she?
We've never
Yeah, but
seen
she
it.
already sold
It's
it.
not built yet.
Oh.
Upsetting. So upsetting. That's why
Very
she's
upset.
raking in the money, though.
Oh man.
Eric, if I look at this dust, the Dream Shade dust, is it similar to the pigments from the Marvelous Pigments?
This is finer ground and does not look magical in nature. Other than the fact that the Marvelous Pigments are paint, this is powder. I mean, you could technically create a ink out of it, but it's not the same.
Okay. And it doesn't seem magical, you said, right? Okay.
No, sir.
There's a few people we could ask. Possibly. But we have time. There's one more thing I can try. But with everything happening, I don't know if it would work. I can try to bring her back to life. If she doesn't return to life, then we know it's not her. Or she didn't want to come back. One of the two.
Wouldn't they be ashes rather than dirt?
How much do we know of what she was? Like, as a race, what is she?
Or folly?
Okay. How much do we know of them? It's like, is this a thing that happens to them?
Roll a history check.
Son of a gun.
You're the one who asked the question.
I know, I gotta stop doing that. It happened a lot with the Bannock, too.
With a 15, you don't know much about the Torfali, other than they're mysterious. They have dark black skin with golden tattoos. And they speak about time in weird tenses.
Do we know any others? I don't
You would
think
have heard of one in Nausea.
Okay.
And I think some of you saw him at the raid on Akeda.
Is it worth trying to track them down? To ask? Yeah, that kind of question. Dust bunnies. That makes so much sense now.
I'm not sure, but in the meantime, do you think, what are everybody's thoughts on maybe using this meeting to ensure that Tristan is a full member? That way, if he's helping us investigate, there's not really any questions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Callie shows up, she could maybe play it off that she's been gone training him.
Yeah.
And that he's been a member, but she just was giving him some special instruction time. Her and Bodhi were, and that's where they've been, so that people aren't concerned.
That's a great idea. Kelly's special address. Shh.
I'm gonna fill that in, don't worry. That's what she said. Does Bodhi have any tattoos that we've noticed? New ones? I don't know if he's had old ones, but because we saw him basically in the buff earlier. Does he have any tattoos after he had his dream?
Not that I know of.
No?
But I can't see my entire body, man. Here, do you want to?
You
You
see
want
the
to
palm
check
of
the
your
parts
hands?
that I can't look up into?
Bromley nominates herself to do it. To inspect
Do
you
what?
as the local medic.
She is a healer. It's kind of, yeah.
She's
I mean, it
practically
is
a
kind of like a
doctor.
doctor.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, why don't okay. Bodhi, do you want to kind of like check your skin to see if you see anything kind of like what we saw in
Yeah, man, that's what I was saying. Any place I can look, I don't got any tattoos. But here,
Oh
he
no,
takes off his shirt and his pants,
Okay.
and he like turns around. And he's like all like spinning around nice and slowly.
There's like
So
an
you can see his
alcove
back.
over here. If we just step more into
Do you
the
see any
alcove.
tattoos?
I don't. Does he wear underwear?
Yeah, he's got some. Well, it's like a little string like banana hammock. So like goes up his
Perfect.
butt,
Okay, so there's no like butt tattoo or tramp stamp or anything hidden.
No, not that he knows of.
So we're saying that Bodhi has a sheath.
Yeah,
Banana hammock.
Understood.
and you'd see him looking as he goes, no tattoos there.
Mm-hmm.
Would you
Limbo.
like one?
You might have to part the fur a little bit to see clearly to the skin.
No, I'm not. Okay, I think you can put your clothes back on. Wait, pick your feet up. Let's see the bottom of your feet.
All right, shows her the bottom of his feet.
I didn't know Bobby was into that.
We're looking for. Excuse me, sir. How dare you?
All right, so I'm all tattooed. Your turn, Brahmi. Clothes off. Let's do
What?
the tattoo check.
I'm not the one who had the bad dream last night. Thank you very much.
It's only
Okay.
fair.
No, we're not having a nudist party in the council chambers.
Okay, we can
Be
go
the
home.
first time.
Get out of here. Okay, so no tattoo on Bodhi. That is a great sign. Let's go convene back at the house for the time being. Although, do we have any guards here at the...
No,
No?
no, because no one in their right mind is going to try to infiltrate the council chambers.
Scholastic did the exact same
Cecil
thing.
Ash did. Okay, this has to change. I can't. We've been gone for 4 months, and it feels like we have absolutely no security here. And
You
the
have
vault is
construct
literally.
in charge, and the construct couldn't remember that the council fully exists.
Weren't you checking on your brother?
I'm not here.
Who is here?
That was just Mio doing the Callie impression.
Calatrix's
Okay.
voice is like, I can't believe you left it in this state, and now you're surprised about it.
We had so much going on. Okay, so I think it's time for us to kind of go in our directions for our 7-day hiatus. Is that the plan?
Okay.
Believe so.
Okay. If that's the case, Brahmi will probably strong-arm Pear into making sure everything's squared away in the office of the Starflower and just making sure nothing weird happened while they were gone.
HR Brahmi?
Yeah.
Yes, Tommy, but
I'm sorry.
I heard
It's
it.
Brahmi. It's Brahmi with a B. Thank you.
okay. How would I know if anything's different from the way you left it? I hadn't been in this office before. I kind of met you guys on this trip.
That's fine. I'm going to go through their paperwork, and you're going to help me by holding this stack of paperwork.
I have such little hands, but
Y-
okay.
You're so strong, though. I
Will
know
do.
you can do it.
You can juggle them.
Welcome to the job of the Starflower.
Holding
I love
down this
it.
Paperwork.
I'm so happy that you're here. We need to find it. You're smart. We're gonna review everything, see if we can find anything, gaps, any paper trails. Also, paperweight is good. Here's the desk. Would you like to sit at the desk?
Well, if I'm just holding the paper, I'll just sit on the desk next to you going through it.
Okay. She's just gonna review kind of what she and Gallia were doing before.
Sure.
Anytime I see Galio's plans, I'm just gonna take a red marker or pen and just cross them out.
None of it is. He's not like he wrote down "must kill Kret." Like it's not like he had a list of just that
He
was
might have
brought
done
in
that.
Brahmi's.
I didn't know what written on the Google Doc was written down in character versus in his head. So
That's in his
All
head.
of it was character.
All of it was in his head, and somewhat
Right.
Brahmi's head because they talked about it. But
that'll be what I'm doing for the week then.
okay,
Cool.
sounds good.
So
Oh.
while you guys are sitting here, going through papers, you're going to hear a knock at the door. Excuse you?
Hello.
You guys look up and you see a bald man wearing a vest and tattoos standing in the door. He looks at you. Oh, what are you doing?
Can I help you? Does Brahmi recognize this guy?
No, probably does not recognize this guy.
Brahmi stands up and she puts a hand on Pear's arm briefly and squeezes it.
I'm holding these papers. What are you doing?
I'm coming back from lunch. Why are you handling the records?
Because she told me to. Wouldn't you do what she says?
He looks at Brahmi. Are you Brahmi?
Yes, and who are you?
Well, I should make your acquaintance. Garrick Thorne. Nice to meet you. I was assigned to the Office of Records after you left and disappeared.
We didn't disappear. We were on a mission.
You left without telling anyone where you went, and we have no
We
record
did.
of a mission of you going on.
We told multiple people where we were going.
That sounds like you weren't authorized to hear it.
Right. So, how can I assist you with the records?
You can guard the door to make sure nobody comes in from the outside.
And you are...
I don't know if you're authorized to hear that either.
I'm authorized to review all records of the House of Flowers. Are you an undocumented agent?
Maybe.
I like this guy.
I'm sorry,
I-
Brahmi. I am going to have to take a report about the fact that I found you in the room, and
I'm supposed to be here.
you're supposed to be in the records office.
Yes.
For what purpose? As he begins taking a note.
We have been gone for 4 months, and it seems there have been some issues while we were gone.
True, but nothing the council can't handle. What
Sorry,
exactly
what
seems-
house are you from?
Does it matter?
It does.
I'm the House of Tulips.
I see.
Can we hear this exchange?
Yes, he's standing in the door. He passed you getting here.
So we would have heard his name, right?
Yes. Garrick.
Garrick!
Thorne.
Garrick Thorne! You're the guy I need to talk to. I need to get my paperwork in order. I'm a new agent. I've been on the field. I need to get my membership here is squared away.
He nods. You'll have to excuse me. I have an applicant I need to process. Excuse me. And he comes over to take the papers from Pear.
All the ones that are not, like if he's trying to take an unfilled out paper to go out there, I'll hand it over. But if he's trying to take the records that Brahmi's reviewing,
Yeah, he's
I'm
trying
just
to
gonna
put
run
this-
up the wall with it.
You're gonna run up the wall with it?
Yeah.
He looks up at you. I'm sorry. What's going on here?
I would like to speak with Cinnamon Barb.
That's fine. Miss Barb is in charge.
She is.
And do you call for her, or
I'm like running out of spells. It's fine. She's gonna send and ask about this guy to Cinnamon Barb.
okay? Do you do a sending spell for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So you.
You
What's
come
the
over
message
here.
you sent to her?
There's a man claiming he has access to the office of the Starflower.
Garrick Thorne, yes. He's in charge of the records. He's been filing and organizing mission logs and briefings.
Okay.
We thought that the Office of the Starflower could use some organization.
He's not wrong. And we were gone for 4 months, so I can kind of understand. All right. Very well. All right, Pear. I think.
He looks like your dad. What?
Oh yeah, that's not in character. Like in real life, he does.
Okay. I need to get a picture of your dad. Just saying.
Oh my goodness.
I
A skinny Vin Diesel, yes. All right. I apologize for causing a scene.
if you were doing a good job with the records, do you have any records of anybody that has gone missing in our time that we haven't been here?
I don't have records of people gone missing. However, I have missing records that should be there.
Well, do you know which records are missing?
I do, but you still haven't answered who you are.
I'm Pear. And I answer to Brahmi. For now.
We're gonna flip that around soon.
He looks at Brahmi. Who is he?
He is Pear of the House of Spore.
Ah,
He works for the Office of the Starflower.
I have records of you. Very well.
Well,
Fine. Right here. And he's going to produce a book. And it's a mission log. And he will open it to a series of entries about a year and a half ago. As he goes through it, he comes to 4 blank pages. The pages are blank completely except for an ink stain across the bottom of them, as if all the ink from the report had flowed down and soaked into the bottom edge of the paper.
in does the ink resemble what the ink or the soot or dust that we found would be used to write with?
Yes.
Like if I wrote with that, would it look the same?
Yes.
Okay.
These
Okay.
are
What?
debriefings of missions that should be in here, but I don't know what the missions were or who was involved.
So the entirety of the mission has been erased.
Yes, and not in the standard way of redaction.
Okay.
That's
Well-
very interesting.
We'll get on this. You help our friend Tristan make his joining official. He's been here training with Calatrix for a while, but I don't think he has his records all set up.
Very well. Have him come in, we'll get him set up.
I apologize again for the misunderstanding. We did not anticipate being gone for as long as we were.
It's understandable. No offense taken. Do you have any idea when the Starflower will be returning? I want to know how much more time I have to get all of these organized. And he gestures to an entire pile of boxes. There's easily 40 boxes of records.
About
Oh, go ahead.
a week? Pear?
Oh, I was just going to say out of character, I didn't know if this was happening that first day or
Yep,
like...
still
Or-
it's first day.
Okay, so then yeah, about a week, but we're happy to help. Brahmi and I are quite good at this. I mean, she had the job that you are filling in for, and I can be fast when needed.
I've been put in charge of these. They're my responsibility. I'll handle them. If there's specific records you need, let me know.
Very well.
Much closer do I need to come in?
You can come right all the way in.
I feel like there should be more security here.
I agree. However, without the Starflower, the council's been reticent to choose a specific series of guards.
I thought that had already been decided before we left, so I am a bit surprised.
We had temporary council members keeping guard. But as far as permanent status, you can't expect the council members to stay here. Did you?
Do guards stay at their guard posts?
In rotation, but not council
Yes.
members in charge of entire houses.
Delegating for everyone gets quite complicated. So I had assumed that some delegation would happen within that house, but I guess not.
Certainly not.
I'm sure Calatrix will handle this when she gets back.
He nods. I hope so. She's quite the formidable agent, and by all accounts, everyone trusts her as being the Starflower. Be big shoes to fill if she ever disappeared.
Agreed.
She can be quite scary too, so try not to lose any
Yes.
more records before she
Oh.
gets back.
Fair.
Thanks.
Did you have much interaction with Dreamshade?
Yes.
She was temporarily assisting after Galio went with us on the mission. As you know, Galio was voted by the council to be the Starflower in the interim.
Right, the acting Starflower. Yeah, I'm supposed to be meeting her here to review some debriefings. Do you have any idea where Dreamshade is?
Yes. We believe she's been compromised. So whatever you were
dear.
working on, yes, whatever you were working on with her, do you have it? Do you know? Are there any details you can give us?
Well, I can give you the books that he was working on, and he will produce a series of manuals. And the manuals all are debriefing logs ranging from 2 years to 1 year ago. They involve a variety of missions involving Yareth the Shrouded. I will put this in chat for you here.
She mentioned something about the vessel as well. Does that ring a bell?
Not to me, but I didn't review all the manuals she was checking.
Would you be willing to assist us in reviewing that?
He nods and reaches for one of the books.
Okay. Pear, if you want to do other things as well, you do not have to be chained to the desk. FYI.
As he opens the
This is
book,
out of character.
Eric will stop what he's doing and stare at the front cover, the front page of this book after he's opened the cover.
What is it?
Quick, check his palms.
He looks up. What was I doing?
She closes the book immediately and takes it from his hands.
For just a
Can she-
glimpse, Brahmi, you saw the front page of the book upside down because you were looking at it from above. There was a black lotus flower on the first page. written in black, wet ink.
Oh my gosh. Okay. She takes his hands to look at his palms.
There is a small, very faint outline of a lotus flower on his palm.
Oh my gosh.
Does it look? I wouldn't have left. Does it look like it's increasing in any way? Like
Nope.
in its
It's just
density?
faint at the moment. He looks up at you. I'm sorry, Brahmi. I was distracted or sort of zoned out for a moment. I can help find the records.
Don't. Show me the books, but don't open them. Can you point to the books for me?
He points to this series of books. There's 3 of them.
Pear, do you have a cord or something? We're gonna tie these so no one accidentally opens them.
Sure. I think I have some rope. I have to check my character sheet.
I have rope.
Garrick, do you have any magic items on you?
Magic items. Well,
I can just.
You're gonna loot him before he turns.
No, it's just, I need you to take them off if they're precious to you, because I'm going to cast a spell.
he nods and he's going to take out an earring and he's going to take off a ring.
The long one?
The long earring, yes.
Does it have beads on it, or is it like
Yeah, it's
like
a fine
chain?
chain that has 3 or 4 beads on the end of it. Yeah,
What kind of beads?
they're glass.
Bellatrix is so mad she missed out on this.
Bellatrix has missed so many hotties. This is terrible.
She'll be here soon.
Guess
I'm taking
I
one
hate this
for the
art
team.
so much,
Poor Mia.
guys.
Dustin, you gotta get into this groove. Brami's gonna cast 5th level Dispel Magic
Okay.
focused on his palm area, but over his whole body. See if that helps.
While
Huh?
she does, I was going to say, while you do that to him, I'm going to take the books he was referring to and just toss them in my backpack.
Okay.
Did you tie them up, please? We don't want any accidental viewings.
Well, okay, then I don't know how many books it is, so I'll use
3.
some of the rope, to fasten around them so they stick together in the backpack, I guess.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a handy haversack, so they're just kind of like floating is what I mean by stick together.
Understood. And I don't know why Fu would know about that topic at all, but where we went with that was weird. Okay. Man. So, as you cast a spell magic on this man, the faint outline of the lotus flower fades and will disappear from his hand.
Oh my god. Garrick, do you remember everything now? Are you okay?
I remember that I had a lapse in judgment there for a moment. That you cast a spell magic on me, and then I have a meeting with Dreamshade to review the books that you just commandeered. Quite rudely, I might say.
You
told us we could have them. You must have forgot that too.
No, I don't think I would have said that.
Damn, that was really getting to you. Brahma, do you want to cast it again?
Dispel magic. Honestly, we might need to cast a spell magic on those books. You looked at the page in the book, and I saw from the corner of my eye that there was a lotus glyph on the front
Lotus?
page.
Why would there be a lotus? House of Lotus
Brahmi
hasn't been
looks
around for years, like centuries.
I know. You had a lotus symbol appear on your hand.
He looks at his
Faintly.
hand. Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I cast spell magic, that's why. And it went away. But if you see it appear again, you have to get in touch with me immediately.
Okay. Sure.
We believe this is what happened to Dreamshade. And she turned into a pile of dry ink.
That's horrible.
Yes. So if that happens again, if you see it, you have to get someone to cast a spell magic on it immediately for you.
Of course.
But I don't know if it will come back or not, so please be careful.
Right. Okay. Well, if I see any lotus flowers, I'll let someone know.
Well-
You might have some strange dreams too.
Dreams?
Yes.
Like what?
Strange dreams. Bravi is like looking over a pair, kind of like, well, how much should we tell this guy?
I
She
wouldn't have told him any of that, so I'm more just judging you to see how far you're going.
You're not helpful there.
Why don't you just tell us if you have any dreams?
Yes.
Actually, Calatrix would love to hear about your dreams when she gets back. I'm
Uh-huh.
sure she'd love to hear everything about you. So just why don't you get on to the records? That way, you know how she gets if things aren't done when she gets back.
Right.
Just don't. If Dreamshade asks you to look into anything, don't look into it. Put that
Okay.
on the back burner. Okay?
Sure. But if you said Dreamshade turned into powder?
Yes. But to keep that. We'll fix her. We have a plan. Don't worry. She'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah, no worries.
Sure.
Yeah, no, everything will be fine. Don't worry. This is a non-issue. Just be very careful and take care of yourself and keep your eyes peeled if you see that lotus. Do you have any information about the House of the Lotus, by the way, since you're doing all the records?
Well, I have some history about them.
That would be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Can we have that?
Well, it's more of not a lot of written down records, but stories.
Okay.
You see, long ago, the House of Lotus was in charge of the House of Flowers. They were quite ambitious and decided to level the playing field between the ground dwellers and the sky people. You know, when the Sky Islands were flying around Toivoa, thousands of years ago. The Starflower decided that in order to level the playing field, certain Sky Islands needed to be brought down and others needed to be elevated. So she took a group of forces from the House of Flowers and assaulted several of the major Sky Islands. She was successful in causing several of them to fall before the last one, where she was lost. The rumor is that she died on the Sky Island as it collapsed into the ground, but nobody was ever found. You know what I believe? I believe she lived through it, just retired, knowing that she had done a job well done.
What was
But when she died, the House of Lotus died with her. They were all but forgotten and never rebuilt.
Honestly, I respect it. I died. I'd want the House of Spores to just unalive themselves too.
here? I don't think. Do you really feel that way?
Have you met other spores?
I have, and I can think of one person in particular. I would agree with you on that, but I don't know the rest very well.
I don't either. We all kind of keep to ourselves.
Oh, okay.
But it would be cool symbolically.
Symbolically. What is the name of the leader of the House of Lotus? Do you remember?
No one remembers her name. Just that she was the Starflower of the House of Flowers, leader of the Lotus. And she made allies of dragons, worms, aberrations, fiends, and angels. She was indiscriminate in her use of allies.
Sounds like it could have led to her downfall.
Indeed.
So regarding the vaults, do we have anything that once belonged to her?
The vault? I can't get into the vault.
Do you think there would be something that belonged to her in there, or do we have anything in our records
Potentially.
about objects that might be hers?
Potentially. Of course, if you could find someone who was at that sky island when it fell, you'd probably be able to find something that she may have left behind.
Does anybody live that long?
Lots of people live that long. Just not me, and I don't think any of you. But mostly dragons. Celestials. I mean, it was a sky island for a reason. It lived a long, long time.
Okay. Well, good luck with all the paperwork.
Thanks.
How long ago did you say that was?
About
that
2,000
happened?
years ago. 2,143, I think.
Okay. Yeah, Shinra. I did not say that out loud, by the way. I was just looking at the chat. Well, thank you for your help. And just stay safe, and please keep the thing about Dream Shade to yourself for now.
Right.
Cinnamon Barb's already aware of what's going on, so
Sure.
thank you.
Just as a little prop, this is what the flower looked like on his hand.
Oh, can you put it more in the camera? Other to the left.
Other camera.
Your left.
There we go. There.
Yeah.
There
Very
you go.
cool.
Little
Okay,
flower.
okay.
Here you go.
It blooming.
Yeah.
That's a blooming lotus.
Is that what it looked like on the page too?
Yes.
So did everybody hear that since they were out in the hall?
They could have, if they were listening. I will grant everyone an opportunity except for Bodhidharma, who doesn't eavesdrop on anything.
Well, I'm in the room.
What was that?
Well, anybody who didn't hear Brahmi will tell. Will explain.
Okay.
Also, do we not have telepathy anymore now that we have lost Kauai?
That's correct.
Got it. Oh no, we have what is it called? Remember, that was one of the 6 months things, was getting a form of communication between us.
Correct. I believe you were doing sending stones.
Sending stones though, so not telepathy.
All right. So you inform them of the situation.
Just what transpired with Garrick while Tristan's getting his paperwork organized. Quietly.
Awesome.
Make sure everybody knows.
I was gonna pick Lotus as a name, but I think that's a bad taste.
All right. So, you have a couple of leads. What would you like to do?
Didn't Dream say Shade say something happened to that Yareth guy?
To the what guy? I'm sorry?
The Yareth?
Yareth, yes.
Yeah. Didn't she say something happened to him?
He ran off.
So that's a hunt. Are we gonna just regroup and go about our menial tasks for the week?
You have a council meeting in 7 days. You guys want to take 7 days of downtime and do some non-RP'd investigations?
I would love that. I don't know how everybody else
Be
thinks.
great.
Okay. Cool. So, we're going to do a time skip. And so we're going to back out of here and into the Pearl Sanctuary for you guys. As you guys come out, it's a wonderful day. And you guys have chosen to spend... How many days do we want to gloss over? The full 7, or do you want to do 6.5?
6.5 to give us time to prepare for the council meeting.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Assuming the meeting's not bright and early in the morning, I feel like we could probably just skip to that
Okay.
day.
Cool. We'll do it all the way to Saturday. Awesome. So, generally, we're going to go down the order here. Pear, what did you do for 7 days?
Whatever Brahmi told me, apparently.
Understood.
Oh no, stop. No, what
Brahmi,
do you want? What do you want to do?
you're in charge.
I'm a mentor, Brahmi.
No, please.
Your first minion.
I don't.
Let's face it. He's little. He's slightly blonde. He could fit his minion.
And he's potentially destined to be the Starflower, so
No.
like
The real question is, does Pear like
Well,
bananas?
I feel like I would like any freshly grown food.
Understood. So, Brahmi, Pear counts as a
Yes.
minion. He likes bananas.
No.
He's blonde. And
Listen,
Yep.
he's delightful.
And he's
Also,
deferring to you.
I know, Pear, you really can. If you have any bright ideas, please, we need them.
Nope.
No?
that's the trick of teaching is trying to get them to come up with their own bright ideas.
But sometimes I feel like I can still hear her.
When I saw Callie and Galio, they typically just told other people to do them.
I
She
gotta
did sometimes
imagine.
tell people
I
to
gotta
do it.
imagine we probably split up tasks every day.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
So, Brahmi, what did you spend 7 days doing?
I guess she's gonna check in every day with. Although Mio, does Mio need like privacy to do his transformation?
Nope.
So we can just check in and chat with him occasionally.
It just takes it's not like constant work. You just got to make a costume.
Would you be
Okay.
working on that at home?
Around.
Around.
Just
When
gonna say,
she's-
in the jungle, he pretty much walked around a tree and was growl.
That costume is already pre-made. It's a lot of sewing you have to do when you make costumes. I gotta make dye for my skin, pointy ears. I can make some kind of weird glowy shit for my chest.
I'm sure Callie has some older clothes in her room if you want
she
to.
do.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
That explains why I
Interesting.
walked past and you were trying on heels.
No, that's separate.
Okay.
Did Callie wear heels
Just
or
really
like
good.
kitten heels?
Yeah,
like
like
what did?
walk in heels. She'd roll her ankle.
Oh, that's true.
She used to be able to wear them really well, though.
When she was
Should
badass.
Before
Wait,
she was
has-
drunk all
Uh-huh.
the time.
Has Mio returned as Callie, who is cured?
It takes 7 days for me to make a costume.
Okay. Abrami will just check in with him, just to kind of like update on what's going on, as if he doesn't already know somehow.
I do need to know what you guys want me to tell the council.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I think at least my thought would be that her and Bodhi have been gone training Tristan. That he has been part of the House of Flowers, but he's been so secret that like now he's officially registered. And that she's just going to retire permanently and place me in charge. And if anybody has an issue, they can go find her and talk about it. Because obviously you're just going to disappear after the meeting.
Well, have you thought about playing Callie for, a few weeks while we get this situated?
No, it just sounds like it's a good idea if we need to pass control over. And I think I can understand what Callie would want.
Okay. Great. I was going to say, would it be more convincing if she stuck around for a little while and then passed it over to Pear?
We'll have
Well,
to play it by ear.
Okay.
I think once he's got her impersonation down, he can kind of, I don't entirely know how it works, but use it when needed, to my knowledge. I mean, we've seen his friends come when
When
they
needed,
could be
yeah.
helpful. My only thought with her saying that she's going to retire or not be around immediately is if we're going to investigate the dreams, it would give her a reason to not be present.
That makes sense. Great. I also wanted to see if we could go to the flower head underground.
Okay.
Pear, it might be beneficial for Pear to kind of see the automatons and verify we can still control them.
Sure.
Make sure people haven't gone crazy down there, that kind of thing.
Cool.
Is that something that can be done as just like a sort of off-camera kind of
Sure.
thing?
We just quickly pan down to the flower head where you guys visit. Pear is able to control the automatons using the bracelet.
Are their previous orders still intact? Are they still functioning as?
They're still functioning.
And there's been no intrusion or anything.
Nope.
Is there we already investigated this place pretty thoroughly, but can we find any sort of stuff relating to the House of the Lotus?
Do you go exploring for one of the days or a couple of the days?
Yeah, she'll take Pear down there. If that's okay.
And go
Pear,
exploring?
Pear, is that something you'd be interested in doing? Because she can also drag Tristan with her.
Yeah. You said we will, so I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I feel so bad. I don't want to dictate what you wind up doing. Tristan, do you have a plan already, or is that something you'd be interested in?
It is something I would be interested in. I have a plan for one day.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Are we good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. We're also checking in on Bodhi and making sure he's not having any more weird dreams. Doesn't
Okay.
have a lotus anywhere on him.
Not that you've been able to find.
Okay. If it's like somewhere unmentionable, I'm very frustrated.
So, as you
Okay.
guys have inspected Bodhi, top down and down up, you guys went to the flower head to go exploring. Can I get an investigation check, please?
Who has Who's good with investigation?
That's like the only skill I'm good at.
Great, yes. Brahmi will support Pear in all of his things. What about you, Tristan?
I'll support Pear too.
I'm only good at that in stealth.
Okay, we're like, where is Pear?
So with the 28 pair, you guys will explore down here, and you will find various depictions of lotus flowers here and there, but they're not prominent, and there's nothing very distinctive about them other than that the flowers exist alongside many of the other flowers from the House of Flowers.
Okay.
I know we said we were going to look for signs of people getting in there. Is there any signs of people getting out of there?
There are signs of one entity leaving this place, and it is a series of massive claw marks and scaled scrapings.
Oh. That's our girl. We gotta reach out to our girl. It's been gone for so long.
Cool. All right. Well, you spent a day down there doing that. You guys would have
sorry.
returned up to the surface after that day.
I have one more question. I'm sorry,
Yes.
Eric. With the giantess, she's still down there, right?
Yes, her corpses.
How long has she been dead?
Hundreds and hundreds of years.
Damn. Okay. Can she ask her some questions again?
You're going to try to ask her some questions? All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So we go up to the corpse of a giantess.
Just can't resist, can you?
Listen, she might know.
She might.
The skeletal remains of this figure sits on a throne. You cast the spell?
Yes.
Very well. Let us begin. As the body before you opens its mouth, the eyes glow a faint green. It awaits your questions.
What do you know of the House of Flowers? Or the House of Lotus? The Lotus.
The House of Flowers rules Toivoa. We manipulated, assassinated, and bought power to ensure our own survival.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. I thought I corrected myself there. I meant to say House of Lotus. That was a Meg problem.
Oh, that was a Meg problem? Okay.
That was a Meg problem for sure. Brahmi's smarter than me, so.
All right. We're going to let this
I'm
one
sorry.
slide.
No, I'm sorry.
The House of Lotus is ended. The Star Flower is gone. We lost much that day, and none remember who, or where, or why, or how.
Pear. This is Meg asking, not Promi, to you guys, what would be good questions to ask her?
Out of character, I don't know who this is because I don't know if I've been here.
You've not been here. You are currently standing in a grand hall and you are underground, and before you there is an enormous throne and the dead figure of a giantess that looks like a queen seated on the throne. Her
Brahmi
hand,
would have.
her hand
I'm
is in
so
the
sorry.
position of holding something, but it has been taken. I love that shrug, Neo. Just like,
this is Brahmi will probably on the way down there would have kind of explained a little bit to Per and Tristan, since they are they're part of our team. A little bit about what we discovered down here in the past. Probably gonna glaze over talking about Shinra for the time being, just because there's no real need to mention it currently, although Per already knows about Shinra. But explain about the giantess being a former, was the Starflower once before. And we're trying to, maybe she might have some answers about the House of the Lotus.
So is Shinra?
Who's... No. Shinra was... Do you remember the dragon from...
Yeah, I just got confused because you said that you were going to explain who this is, and then you said something about
Did I
Shinra.
mention Shinra? Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's my bad. Do we... Eric, we've asked her name before. Can you refresh my memory on...
Up real quick.
Sure, I'm sorry. Like on the tip of my tongue, but I don't remember.
Pull it up. Where is her name? Trying to find her.
Started with an S, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
And I find it. I think it was as goodness.
Also, where are we physically?
Just outside of the Pearl Sanctuary.
Okay.
Underground. Like, yeah.
This isn't the vault though, is it?
No, the vault is upstairs.
The vault does connect to this, though, right? If I recall correctly.
You have not found a connection to it.
Okay.
And for some reason, I'm not pulling it up.
Above table, do we know where the old House of Lotus, like their nursery, was?
You do not know.
We can ask.
Do you want to waste a question on that? I mean, we could look into it.
So far, we don't have any other questions, so I guess it couldn't hurt.
I have a feeling everything about the House of Lotus was white.
We know. I don't know if anybody in the party does. How long ago was this person the Starflower? Like, was it them, Galio, or is this like a long time ago?
Long time ago.
Very long time, like thousands of years. So I believe she came after. Is the impression I'm getting, Eric, from how she answered?
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't remember her name.
I gotta find it. It's not popping up.
That's okay. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, is there a reason, like, would we have a reason to suspect that this entity we're speaking with knows anything about it, or is this just like one of the only old Starflowers we can talk to?
It's one of the old Starflowers you would have talked to.
Yeah, we don't have any of the other bodies, although...
Then she's in a house. She's in a place that was crushed when the Sky Island came down. So like she's pre that time.
This one here, underground, that's why it's underground.
Right.
Because the Sky Island landed on top of them.
Yeah. If we can find the location of the Sky Island that whoever the Starflower was on when it crashed, we might be able to head in that direction. But that's completely different from going after what's his name? The guy starts with a V. I wrote it down.
Darn.
Yareth starts with a V. I mean a Y.
V with a
Yuvri, whatever. It's fine. Yareth. But that's just a possible thread. So, that's a great question. Brahmi will ask this question that Pear wrote down for her. Did anyone in the House of Lotus specialize in dream walking?
Yes. The House of Lotus was known to do many things with the mind.
Who
guess-
would... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to follow up with what you started to say.
Do you want to... This is Meg asking Kyle, not Brahmi saying this out loud. Brahmi writes this down so Pear can read it. Should we ask who the person is that she knows, or should we ask,
Sophronia
oh,
was her name.
Sophronia. Yeah, Sophronia. Should we ask the name of the person who knew how to dream walk? Is that what you're saying, Pear?
That's what I was going to say, but I think that's what Eric just gave us.
No, that's the name of the...
Or giant.
That's the
Oh,
giant.
okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
giantess.
Yeah, I think you started to ask, and I interrupted you, but I was just going to say who.
Yeah. This is our third question, by the way. What if writing this down on a piece of paper, Eric? Should I ask who, or what are the names of the people who specialize in dream walking who were in the House of Lotus?
I think the latter, and then as a follow-up, we can maybe ask if they aren't alive or their whereabouts aren't known, how they either like died or disappeared or
Mhm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna
Now
put
I
you
have
guys
to
on
remember
this
the
map
question.
So you guys have the knowledge yourselves.
So I guess you had said the first one was just like who in the House of Lotus.
But
specialized in
we
the
wanted
dream
to do the latter one, right? What are the names of the people in the House of Lotus who could do dream walking?
walk. Yes.
Okay. That's the one we're going to go with, Eric.
Okay. She does not know, so she will simply say, "I do not know." Many
dear.
were capable.
And I guess out of character, to our knowledge, is the entire House of Lotus like deceased?
Yes, you guys aren't familiar with any House of Lotus members.
Okay. Should we ask how they... I know that we were told they ceased to exist after that Starflower passed away, but should we ask how that happened? Or yeah, I guess both of those.
I'm sorry, Tristan, say that one more time.
Which Sky Island killed them?
Yes, that's a great question. Barami actually still has a map I have to look it up, but it has a lot of locations of former flower heads on it, and we
Great.
might be able to find some connections there too. Right, this is the fourth question. Is that right, Eric?
Third?
Third.
Oh, we're on the third?
I think our third
I think the third
would have
one
been
too.
asking who.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so fourth.
What is the location of this, where the Sky Island landed with the last Starflowers and House of Lotus member's body?
Akru in Shu.
There's not.
I will put that in chat for you.
Akru is the name of this guy, so do we know that?
Did we know it was in Shu already? That's a general question, not the...
I don't know if I can answer. Just
Shu is huge too, so...
I can't
I do not
recall
did
what
not
I
know
learned
that.
with this character versus.
Okay.
That's,
Oh no, that's right. Oh, that's
that is
right.
not that is not in character knowledge for me.
Okay, do not worry about it. I was curious. I couldn't remember if... Okay, so Tuesday night group, did we know that before, or am I asking repeat questions?
You can ask him. I know we knew Akru. I don't know if we knew for sure it's in Shu.
Gotta go back to Shu. Maybe.
Second.
If the
Okay.
shoe fits.
Ah.
Stop. Okay, just a general question, Meg, to everyone. Are there any more questions you can think of to ask her about? She obviously has had, like, the House of Lotus has been burned from existence, like, mentally. So I'm not sure what else we can ask. Like, maybe tangentially, people who know House of Lotus?
I'd actually like to find out if we can still get to the house, the nursery.
Okay.
Oh,
Like to know.
We'll look into it. Akru's on the map, by the way.
It's on the map?
It's
so
on
we
the map.
asked Scott. What were you gonna say, Ray?
On
Or-
our map? Oh,
But
sorry,
I
yeah.
just
Ray.
love, like, think. I'm still not here.
No,
But,
ask your question.
I'd like to know if the House of Lotus has a reason to have a grudge against the current House of Flowers. I don't know that the
That's-
giantess could tell us because she doesn't really know about the current House of Flowers. Shinra might have a better idea.
That might be wise to seek out Shinra.
Or we could
Oh.
ask if they have a grudge against the House of Flowers, generally speaking, because if there's like a historical one that versus like the current, I guess, like it could be.
You just ask if they know of any grudges. Like, any Lotus grudges. What's up?
I mean, I would imagine that if anybody survived that island dropping, they're pretty pissed off nobody came to look for them. They just assumed everybody
But she
died.
did it on purpose and then pieced
They
out.
don't know. Okay, their great-great-grandchildren don't know that.
That's somehow the rest of the House of Flowers knows that. I'm not okay with the amount of information that's widespread in this city.
Oh, right. It makes me think that maybe it's been planted.
Right? So suspicious.
Like, is it real? Like, is it a real thing that happened?
We're gonna find out the House of Lotus didn't even exist.
Oh my
It's just a
gosh.
rumor that someone's been creating.
It's a
Or
group.
they wiped everything relating to it, and now that they're trying to come back, they're dropping clues to entrap people into their little mind games.
It's a tryout. They're saying, "Look, we're still assassins."
Okay, what was the... I'm sorry. Ray, what was the question that you said?
Mine was about grudges, but I don't know that the giantess
yeah.
knows the answer.
That's true. And then there was a question about the nursery. Tristan, I think it will probably won't know since all the memory's been wiped, but if that's our last question, we can definitely ask that.
Should we maybe just ask where it was located?
Where it was located in the past?
I mean, I don't think it still exists, but like that would give us somewhere to go investigate. If I know that out of character, I believe Fu suggested a spell that could help, but if that doesn't pan out, that would give us a starting point.
My brain just absolutely blanked for a second there. Can you just say that question one more time?
Oh, if we just ask where their nursery or like their
Yeah.
version of their house was, because during the week out of character, Fu had suggested some spells they know that would help us in the investigation. So that doesn't pan out, that would give us a starting point.
Okay, great. Yes, we will do that then. That is the question.
Okay. As you ask where the House of Lotus was located, the giantess will mouth the words, west of the Flower Head, 2 miles from here. And she goes inert once again.
Pear, can I tell you a secret?
Mhm.
I want to bring her back to life.
Oh, that's a big secret. You're usually one that enjoys the opposite of that.
Wouldn't that be fascinating, though? She could tell us so much.
It would be, but how do we do that?
I don't know that I could. But maybe someday. And
Okay.
if I can bring her back, then maybe I can bring Callie back too.
Allie's not dead, but sure.
Rami just pets Pear's shoulder, and then I guess they leave.
The Nile is not just a river in Rathus.
She's like 3,000 years old. If you bring her back, she's gonna just be like your grandmother that doesn't remember anything and calls you by your great uncle's name.
That
She will
sounds
be.
very personal.
I feel like you've experienced this,
Right?
so.
No, I just made it up on the spot.
Okay. Sounds like my step grandmother, honestly. Just gonna say.
And she bakes kitty litter into the green jello for Christmas.
Yeah, that's very much my step grandmother when she was alive.
This is the Flower Head Pear, what we're in right now.
Oh, okay.
So west of here, but I feel like we should speak to everyone before we make any further decisions.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
yeah, I
think
mean, we have a meeting later today.
Well,
I'm also guessing it's
Oh,
underground. It's underground, so we probably don't want to go in there with Pear, you and I.
I don't think that would go well for us, so.
It never split the party.
But then how do you cover more ground?
Well, you're not splitting the party, you're just breaking it up.
Damn. Okay.
Okay, the guy who can run 500 miles in a second is asking me how to cover more ground. We send you out with a chip.
All right. Well, I think we should.
Chip?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we should head back to collect
Yep.
Bodhi and the meeting. I believe
Is this
Fru and
happening?
Callie will meet us there.
I'm sorry. I thought this was happening at some point during the week as one of our weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, this is just one of our days during the week.
Oh, sorry. I got confused
No,
because I
you're
thought
fine.
you had said that we were skipping 6.5 days forward.
I know.
Yeah, we're just doing we just went to gloss over a whole bunch of the days there. So this is one of the days.
That's fine.
Yep. So
Sorry.
we will now hit up Mio. Mio, what were you doing for the days?
Making his Callie costume, and he will research a little bit more into Tristan's sisters. Try to get if he can figure out anything about them.
Tristan's sisters.
Maybe scout the Temple of Eziok. Scout the Temple of Eziok. See who's there.
Okay.
Just look for leads.
Sure. You go looking for leads, and unfortunately, you're not going to find any leads here in the Pearl Sanctuary as far as his sisters go. But you are able to get your disguise built.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yep. And we can go ahead and put you guys over at home for now. There's your home, because we have home art for you guys now. All right.
Adorable.
And Fu, what have you been doing for 6 days? 6.5 days?
I have been away.
Away? Where have you been?
I mean, no one was with me.
Okay.
No one knows.
No one knows?
I'll tell you guys about it at some point.
Okay.
What?
Interesting.
I'll tell the story one day.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Snafuing.
There's some snafuing going on. I'm feeling it. All right. Tristan, you went with them, right?
I went with them one day. I guess would have went with Mio down to the
Temple.
temple at another day and found out nothing. Spent the rest of the day in the garden as a cat.
Okay.
And basically meditating and thinking of like what's going on.
Okay. If you spent the rest of the day in the garden as a cat, you will be chased by a dog.
I was up in a tree.
Okay. Cool.
Mimi gets a ladder.
Mimi does not need a ladder. Mimi is
She's so
waiting
smart.
for strategic timing for the cat to come down. And for the record, just because it's so much fun, we do have temporary Mimi art. Oh, that's Calatrix in
yeah.
disguise.
Mimi! You
He
changed!
also knows how to be in disguise.
Incredible.
Calatrix,
better
go away.
Lovely.
Put the costume
No.
on Mimi since she's smarter than me.
Now, who looks better, Mimi or Mio?
Well, you know, whatever. But here's your Mimi's, guys. There she
Aw.
is.
Yay!
Goodest girl.
Every time I hopped out of the tree and turned human, I fed her jerky from my pouch.
She feels patronized.
No wonder she's chasing you.
All right.
Bribe. It's
She's
a
a cat that
Right.
hangs up turkey.
I feel like this crown of intellect has made her less dog-like in a lot of ways.
Of course, she's smart.
Defining characteristic of dogs is that they're stupid.
I mean, I could have turned into a
I've
dog,
heard the
too.
stories.
I don't hang out in a tree.
There are very few dogs that I would consider intelligent. Most are just simply eager to please.
She's a lap.
Yes, which
All-
is a detriment
all-
to that theory.
All food must go to the lab for testing.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna try to make friends.
Oh,
with-
and
with
1 or
her.
2 days during that week, I did like find an empty room and actually get a shower.
Awesome. Cool. You have been cleansed. Awesome. And then we pan the camera to Bodhidharma, who has had almost 7 days to recover and live a normal life here on a plane where there's color.
Yeah. So Bodhi just hangs out in his room, eats food, sleeps, does some art and painting with his hippie bag, which is going to turn into some scrolls. And that's it.
Okay.
No big deal.
Awesome. Cool. So, we pan to the 7th day. Anything you guys want to do before arriving at the council chambers for the meeting? No?
We can gloss over it, but would have just reviewed with Mio the plan as we enter.
Okay. Cool. So as you review the plan, as you enter, we're going to go ahead and put you guys into the council chambers.
Can we review the plan again, just as a
It's not
group?
the council chambers. That's the council chambers.
Just want to understand. Are we talking about the Lotus, House of Lotus? Are we talking about the Dream Shade situation? Oh shit.
From my perspective, we're just trying to instate Pear as the new Starflower, right?
I believe it's that, and to, I guess, welcome or congratulate Tristan, however we want to phrase it, on, I guess, being initiated or in the House of Flowers. Just kind of saying that like he, Callie, Bodhi have been gone on their training or whatever, as to explain the absence. But I also don't want to, if anybody else has any ideas, feel free to express, or I don't want to run that whole meeting.
Yeah.
Calatrix is gonna run the whole meeting, so it'll be fine.
Am I?
Oh, yes.
I got some tricks up my sleeve to go with that.
Are we not then bringing up information about the Lotus at all and warning people? Are we not?
I would let them bring it up.
I feel
They're
like
gonna
we
bring up
probably
Dream Shade?
ask if there's like any items of concern or like things like that that people want to address, and if it's brought up, then we can address that it's what we're working on. But if not, maybe don't bring it up.
Are we going to play this as a way to prove Pear's reliability of the Starflower? They have to know something's amiss in order for the result to be appreciated, right?
Is Fu allowed in this meeting?
I believe
Absolutely.
Fru would have been. I don't remember in
Did
care.
you say you had an
Like,
ambassadorship?
yeah.
Had an ambassadorship?
So I feel like Fu would be allowed. And then as to answer Brahmi's question, I feel like that would just hinge on whether it when we ask if there's any items of concern or things people want to bring up, if that's brought up, then we can say that that'll be Pear's first like mission or assignment as the Starflower, and if it's not brought up, then we don't have to, because if people don't think that there's anything wrong, we maybe shouldn't be like, hey, by the way, like things are really messed up.
Hey, by the way, Dream Shade melted.
Yeah. What do we do about talking about the Dream Shades? Listen, Brahmi hasn't tried to use resurrection on her yet. This is still an option. Is this something we want to try?
I would believe that's your call.
I mean, yeah, let's try it. Does anybody have a... Okay, Brahmi has a gemstone. They've had 7 days. Brahmi has a gemstone that's worth like 4,000 gold. Can she get that cut down to like smaller gemstones that are worth like 1,000 gold?
Sure.
All right. Then she will use one of those 1,000 gold gemstones and try to resurrect Dreamshade using the ash.
Okay. Awesome. So as you're going to try to resurrect Dreamshade. All right. So.
Here, let me put it in the... Will it show up? There we go. I looked for anything that said that I had to have a body.
Right?
It doesn't say a body's necessary. Unless I'm misreading something, unless I've missed unless my brain is glitching out on a specific sentence.
You touch a dead creature.
The ink is dead. What was left of her dead body, so does that count?
If the soul is free and willing, the target returns to life with all its hit points.
It does replace all missing body parts.
Yep. So, unfortunately, Dreamshade does not resurrect here.
Does the dust disappear?
It does not.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it was worth a try.
In fact, the spell will fizzle. Your gemstone is not consumed.
Huh. Interesting.
It was almost worth it to have what's his face take the Lotus and see what happens to him if he just falls over because of poison. Because this kind of leans back to the simulacrum thing.
I'm just going to say all this guy has suggested so far is bullying, allowing people to get poisoned, to die. How much do we trust him?
You have to trust me. I'm Mio from the future.
Trust you less now.
He's got a point.
Which one of us? Mio?
This is Calatrix.
Right. So we go into the council chambers.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe Calatrix. Can you use the Calatrix's token for Mio?
Sure. We can do that.
Where
Oh, how
am I?
emotional does everyone get when they see Calatrix again?
They're going to
Uh,
come and give a variety of miserations.
Brahmi's emotional.
They are very curious as to what you've been doing, Calatrix.
Calatrix can't see what's happening right now.
Calatrix can't see what's going on right now. Why can't Calatrix?
No, I can't see anything.
Everything
drank-
is normal.
Are we going?
You drank. You drank too much, Calatrix. That's.
There we go. There we go. I see now.
You get the cloud of shadows around you.
Yeah, that's better. Calatrix going to start by taking out her flask and taking a drink. Goes to put it away. Takes it back out, takes another drink.
The council looks at you expectantly. Starflower
I'm
Calatrix.
I'm sure you all have questions to where I've been. You have questions about many things. And these questions are going to go unanswered today. I will be answering some, but not all. First off, where I've been. Much like my predecessors before me, the Starflower goes out and finds its replacement when the time is appropriate. Starflower knows when this is and knows when this happens. Just like Artru went out and found Bellevue, I have gone out and found my replacement. Pear, would you please stand up?
I'm standing. I'm too short.
Pear, would you please stand on the damn chair?
Sorry.
While on my journeys, all over Evrex and Toivoa, I've found none other to replace me other than a House of Spore member, Pear. Pear showed them the bracelet.
I wiggle it.
This bracelet signifies the Starflower. Anyone wearing it is now the Starflower. He takes my place in the House of Flowers, and all questions will be directed towards him. As my last decrees as the leaving Starflower, I'd like to introduce Tristan. He helped us find Bodhi Dharma on our travels, and will be a valued member inside the House of Flowers. I'd also welcome the official ambassador to the Hekemotu, Fu. Fu, would you please stand up and flex for everybody?
Flexing is happening.
I'm going to miss that more than most things. Are there any questions for the house before I depart?
They look at the situation. How did we recover Bodhidharma?
That's a question for Pear.
Where have you all been for months?
Who are they asking?
Both Pear and you.
I'm gonna look at Callie.
They had been after the hero of Evrex, Bodhi. He's here with us, right?
Yes? He's up at the top.
Was
right.
lost in a mission, and we went to recover him. He's one of the strongest members of the house. Sorry, I gagged a little bit. He's one of the strongest members in this house. And he will help Pear as a mentor, just like you'll mentor Tristan. He will lead our house into the right direction in the future. Bodhi, do you have anything to say to the council?
Yeah, man.
That's
Good to
unfortunate.
see- It's good to see everyone. Yeah. So, I've just been hanging out last week. Seems like things are in order. You guys are doing a good job.
Crimson Rose is going to speak up. With Bourbon and the Cervantes having fallen, what are our plans for Reston and that city of darkness?
Reston is no longer my concern. This will be left up to you guys to decide. You're a strong house. You run your own houses.
Like any place where it's all about resting. Resting's one of my favorite things, man. I rest all the time. Maybe we should go visit there.
Perhaps Bodhidharma shall go on a solo mission to rest him. While I pursue other matters. These matters are not your concern. Start whatever rumor you like. Former lover and shoe, my old family, training a new house of assassins, or chasing leads that Sasquatch left. If there's no more questions, my time here is finished. And I will pull out a smoke bomb out of my bag and throw it down and disappear. Because I actually have a smoke bomb. So I did a, what are they called?
The
Poof be gone or
yeah,
something?
Poof be gone, yeah.
Yep. So Callie's gone.
What
right.
is this? Is amazing.
Callie has ditched once again, leaving you guys holding the bag of lore. We can leave Mio in the room just to see what's going on, but Mio
He's
is
gonna
not
come
here.
in. He's gonna come in as like he's gonna exit as she leaves.
Understood.
Bear will stand up and say a round of applause for her final Callie tricks.
There's
No!
there's a
Oh my
very
God.
slight clap from everybody.
Robbie is like excitedly golf clapping.
Excited golf clapping.
Just like quiet.
So that does not answer what we are to do about Bourbon.
Well, you can go ask her. We have bigger things to tackle.
Like what?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would.
Bodhi?
We all would.
Bodhi's supposed to help me. That's what Calatrix said.
Bodhi?
What? You want me to do some help right now? I thought help would be later or something.
What he said. So, is there anything else we would like to tackle at this meeting?
We have heard rumors of a new force. It would be over here. Uvelda would be the one who have heard this. We've heard rumors of a new force of people making waves in Shatter Shaddai. Lissard up here. The Lady of Shadows has been amassing a new army. Sludge speaks up. Food stores in the Pearl Sanctuary are actually up. We could consider doing exports. Villanique will mention, however, the grapes and the various fruits of the vine have diminished in quantity and quality, so we may consider imports.
This sounds like a lot, so I'm going to delegate to Brahmi.
Thank you so much.
I believe we hear bless your heart.
Yes. Let's take some notes and we'll tackle each of these items one by one.
This is what you guys asked for at session 0.
We did. We did. Thank you. Thank you so much, Starflower. And Brahmi's just going to call Pear Starflower anytime they're in the council meeting, just to
Hammer it home.
drive that home.
Yep.
Yeah, make sure everybody. But every time there's a question, she'll look to Pear to
Okay.
make a decision, and she'll like kind of like use her eyebrows to try to encourage Pear in one direction or the other on
Okay.
something.
How
So.
expressive are her eyebrows?
She arches an eyebrow. She's got a good eyebrow arch.
So is she full Spock?
I don't know if it's as extreme as Spock, but it's like she has nice eyebrows, so she'll like arch one at him, and with the understanding that Pear can just say, "Let's table that for now, so I can review the documents," whatever he wants to say. Or if Pear looks hesitant, she'll say, "Let's table that for now, and the Starflower can review the documents more thoroughly before making a decision."
Wow, you guys have turned this full politics. Nothing ever gets done. Understood.
I'm sorry. Yeah, do you know what? Paperwork, documents, we've got everything in triplicate, so.
All right. So as you guys end up stalling through an entire council meeting that we don't need to go through,
Nope.
do you guys choose to depart? And if so, is there anyone you'd like to talk to before leaving? That's a no, unless I hear
No,
otherwise.
that's a yes. Cecily Wish. We need
Yeah.
to catch up with her.
Okay.
And who? Let's go for. I mean, Pear needs to catch up with Cret. But I also want.
You can't just be making a hit list there, Fu.
It's not a hit list. Can Fu as like the meeting rounds up and people are like moving towards the door or like chatting, Fu wants to do like a personable thing and like make some eye contact and shake some hands and sniff people.
Sniff people.
He wants to do some vibe checks for like tattoos and
Okay.
ink smells and stuff.
Sure. Are you just doing insight or perception, or are you casting a spell or anything?
No spells. As much as possible, I would like to shake some hands and lean in and see what's going on.
Cool. So let's get an insight check. With a 20. As you go around the table and, hobnob with people and talk to them, you won't get any real insights into any Lotus connections here. However, the vibe is guarded and people are very focused on their own houses and their own projects.
Cool.
All right. So, as the yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. We did want to talk to Cecily about Dream Shade, is that right?
So, as the meeting is winding down, you guys are able to pull Cecily Wish off to the side to have a bit of a discussion. So, how's it going?
How are you?
Well, I didn't think I was going to get into bureaucracy again. And it's kind of why I left Shattershed in the first place. Kind of to get out of this.
Sorry.
But I guess it's good practice for when my dad retires. But yeah, I suppose it's good practice.
Well, if you find it taxing, maybe we can find someone to assist you with running the House of Grass.
That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah. Oh, well, you remember Bodhi? He's back, and I'm sure he'd be happy to help you.
I remember Bodhi. I really enjoy all those ingredients when we make brownies.
Um,
fair.
so have you noticed anything weird about Dreamshade recently?
She was beginning to get very forgetful. I tried to give her a variety of herbal remedies, but nothing seemed to help. I haven't seen her in a day or two. Do you know if she's okay?
Abrami looks at Pear. Because she doesn't want to say anything until Pear.
The deflection between the two of you is epic.
So glad.
You know, my mentor is great at answering tough questions like these, right, Bodhi?
Yeah. Who's your mentor?
Mm-hmm.
The same as Tristan's.
Who's Tristan?
I'm
Not
gonna
even who's Tristan
whisper.
Baker, but who's Tristan?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
whisper to Cecily and be like, "Do you see what I have to deal with? Please stop asking me questions."
Okay. Is everything
I mean-
okay?
No, I have so much paperwork, and I don't even know if he can read, and he's supposed to tell me how to get through it.
Who?
I'm pointing at Bodhi.
Oh. So,
Eh.
yeah.
I like. Whenever I read, I love to have a drink, and my bartender left. Do you know how hard it is for me right now?
No, I don't drink heavily. I think that it muddles the mind and prevents clear thinking.
It does. That's why I do it, because if I had to open my mind to what I'm surrounded by, I would go insane.
Well, you can always learn to work around it, right?
I don't want to.
Oh. See, my dad always said that sometimes life treats you like trash. And you have to decide whether you're going to be a trash can or a trash can't.
My
Who
God.
was your dad?
Oh,
Your
well,
dad sounds kind of based, to be honest.
based? I don't understand.
Sorry. Brami's reaching through the fourth wall and grabbing trendy phrases.
Oh, well, see, my dad's kind of one of the people in charge down in Shadow Shaddai.
Oh.
Yeah, he's kind of
Well-
a big shot.
Do you want to weigh in on the situation with the Shadar Shaddai they were mentioning?
Well, I probably should visit home. I've been gone for a couple of years now, and I'm sure my dad's concerned. Like, I sent letters, and I'm sure they
Hmm.
got there, but I haven't heard back in quite a while. And,
That is concerning.
well, I came out to kind of get an adventure before obligations.
Do you want to visit home, or do you just
Oh, I like
want
it.
them to know that you're okay?
Both.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome to visit home.
I think it'd be fun to go and visit home.
Clearly
What
trying
have
to
I
get out
been-
of running the house. Don't
Oh,
let
yes,
Oh, yeah.
I am.
Well, that's I understand. Trust me, Brahmi just showed me so much paperwork. So I understand. I would only ask that you name somebody to watch over things while you're gone. I'm
She
gonna turn
looks
and look
around.
at the members.
She turns and looks at the six of you, and she's going to go from top to bottom. We go, Bodhi. She's like, I'm not going to leave him in charge. Looks at Tristan, barely know you. Looks at Fu, not actually a member of the House of Flowers. Looks at Mio,
Can't find
he's
him.
too shy. Looks at Pear, who has asked her to delegate to someone else. Rami,
Sure.
Yeah.
will you be in charge of the House of Grass?
Do we really? Do we really
Thank you
not
so
have any?
much.
Well,
Look,
interesting.
it's
I
either
didn't
between
say it.
you, Greg, or someone who's far less qualified.
Do we really have? Is the House of Grass that small? Do
Well,
we really have no one?
it's one of those shallow and not very deep houses. We've got a whole bunch of members, but they're not very
Uh-huh.
skilled.
How did what?
Well,
Okay.
let's face it, you're the best of the House of Grass.
Rude.
Okay.
You're
Well,
starting from scratch after, well, Calatrix's accident.
okay. Wow. Yes, I will gladly take on that task as well.
She
and
gives you a big hug. Yay!
she like pats her back. Okay. So are you going to be safe going to see your father without any backup or anything
Oh, of
else?
course. I'll just hop in the
Okay.
teleportation circle. Shadow Shadai is a beautiful place, and they have several magic circles to teleport to.
Oh, that's great. But if you can you just make sure if there were any questions floating around about the situation there, can you maybe keep an eye out on what's going on there so you can bring that information back with you?
Of course. I'll go ahead and investigate the team and figure out where everyone's at.
Please do regular check-ins with me, just so we can know kind of what's going on
Of
there.
course,
And to
Brahmi.
make
How
sure you're
often do you
safe.
need me to check in with you?
Let's do
Every hour.
No, not do it every hour. Damn you.
let's do every week. Let's do weekly unless you feel it has become unsafe, and then we'll change to daily if that's the case. But
Once a
please be
week I
very
can do.
careful. Okay.
Feel threatened. Start the message with pineapple.
Understood.
Okay. Sure. But thank you so much, and yes, please come back safely.
She's going to give you a kiss on the cheek and run off to the teleportation room.
Wonderful. More paperwork.
I think that went well.
Thank you so much.
And congrats on the promotion.
You did really good on that pair. Very proud of you.
You did amazing, Pear. And I'm very grateful that Calatrix was able to come.
Yeah. Sad she had to leave so soon, but we'll see her again. So, now that we're on our own and most of that's settled, anybody have an idea on where to start investigating these dreamwalkers?
Probably 2 miles west.
Yeah. Do we know what's over 2 miles west, Eric? Do we know that area?
You would be aware that it is dense jungle.
Okay.
Quick question. Is Garrick around?
Yes, Garrick's in the office.
Can we just check on him and make sure he's well?
Yeah, you guys can go and check in on him. His head is very finely polished and shining in the light. He looks up at you. Is there something I can help you with?
Just wanted to check in and make sure you're doing well after everything that happened last week.
Well, it's a lot more work than I expected. Thinking to bring on an intern to help me out.
Okay.
With Dreamshade being dusted, I'm kind of short-handed.
Yeah, and how's your hands? Looking good?
He holds it up. No sign.
Great. So glad to hear that. Great. Just let us know if you need anything. We're going on a little mission.
An intern would be great.
An intern. So how about
Or an assistant? A
yeah,
coworker? And he gestures at the piles of boxes. There are more boxes now than there
Yeah.
had been.
Just tell one of the
course.
houses they have to cough somebody up.
Absolutely. And I will pick someone for you.
Okay.
Don't worry. And it just give me 24 hours.
Isn't that the
I'll find
Starflower's job?
Oh, I don't like to bother the Starflower with more minor things. But Pear, you are welcome to make any suggestions of anyone you think would do well in a paperwork capacity handling sensitive information.
You're right, Garrick. And I think that Brahmi would be excellent at picking your intern.
He nods.
Sure, Brahmi.
Man, I'm about ready to vote for Care for president. Just saying.
No, Pear's so being amazing.
Just delegating everything. Nope.
Absolutely, got to keep delegating.
All right. Cool. So, Garrick's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, this will be fine. Maybe
be
somebody
fine.
from Lily.
Okay.
I'll ask around.
We'll grab someone from Lily
Maybe.
to be his intern.
Well, no, just throwing out ideas. I got to review
Okay.
the whole freaking list of like 20 different
All
houses.
right. Well, you have homework for the week. Give me a name of the intern to help Garrick.
You got it. Will do.
I'm also more than happy to help Meg. Half of my delegating is in character, the other half is just not being around long enough to know people that I should be
It's
giving
totally
it to.
fine. It's totally fine. We have like a massive document that's pinned in the messages. I think it's the one from last year. Oh,
Okay.
exactly 1
That's-
year ago.
That's half of why I delegate is just because I'm like, I don't know what I don't know.
Don't worry. Brahmi will pick somebody who's very into paperwork, so they'll be excited. It'll be great. Also, Brahmi wants to see if we can get what's his name? The nice orc guy.
Yeah.
To come back and be doing security can rotate out people for security at the council chambers.
Okay.
So people just aren't hanging out by themselves and around paperwork with a lot of secret information. So
Like us.
You're not talking
Like
about leather petal.
No, she's talking about Roctus the Kite.
yes. Yes.
Put Roctus on the screen for
Yeah.
you guys.
He is nice in a way.
He's nice.
There's Roctus.
He's
He's a
great.
cutie pie for sure.
Absolutely.
He's a cutie
And
pie because he has an underbite. Is that what defines cutie pie?
I don't know.
he's delightful.
Is that his fork on his back?
He seems sincere.
He
They look
looks
like
seems
pauldron
sincere.
spikes. Like
And
the other
loyal.
shoulder.
Yeah. He will get more people to be guards, and if he's allowed to delegate, he will set up a guard rotation for the council chambers.
Wonderful. He's the best. Also, two things: sincerity and loyalty to the House of Flowers. And I believe in you. I believe this is perfect for your house to handle. So
Thanks. I'll do my best.
you're going to do amazing. I'm so happy to have you here. I will feel a lot more comfortable knowing that it is protected here. So
I appreciate the kind words. I thrive on words of affirmation.
I've got so many of those for you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. What's your love language? Is it acts of service?
Don't know if I'm in a place where I feel comfortable talking about that right now. So
You gotta
thank
be
you
in
for
tune
asking.
with who you are. Don't be
Yeah.
ashamed to express how people can touch you personally.
This guy
You're
has a
so
whole
kind.
library of self-help books, doesn't he?
He's so good.
Roctus
thank
is
you so
going to
much.
go around and encourage his new guards that they're going to do a great job, and if they have any problems, that you can just come and talk to me, and you'll be supported. I want you to know that I've got your back.
Oh my god. What a boss. Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. That was the last thing. Well, Lily Dagger, she will just kind of like toss it. She'll like do a little wave from across the room.
And you will get a little wave back. And a sign language, 5 minutes.
Later, I'll contact you tonight, is what she signs back.
She's going to sign back, counting on it.
Okay.
What time?
Robbie just like looks at the group that she's with and then shrugs.
I'm just
She
gonna walk.
I will
smiles.
look at her and say, if I had a drink, I'd know what you're saying.
So
I pass her a flask.
you pass
Have
pair
fun.
of flask.
How
Understood?
far are we from that bar?
So yeah, and this is who's we're engaged with right now. This is Toasted Lily Dagger.
Great.
So you can expect a surprise from Toasted later.
Oh gosh.
Murder.
Wouldn't
I
be
mean,
the
could
first
be
time.
murder. Could be a spooch. You just don't know with her.
Murder smooch.
Murder smooch.
Also possible.
Yep, I sneezed in.
I was gonna say it, damn it.
One job on the ship.
That's coming at level 17 for me.
Mhm.
Amazing.
All right, so you guys ready to head out into the town?
Are we heading out to 2 miles west, wherever it was? Is that the goal?
I believe. Well, I think that was the goal, unless out of character. I know that Fu had said that they had a spell that might be useful. So if we didn't want to try that, then yes.
Woo?
Yeah, if you guys would like to try, I can try to move you towards the Lotus through a dream. I'll need to be asleep, and it will take most of the night. Well, I mean the day, if you want to do it in the daytime.
What time is it right now, Eric?
It would be, at this point, it'd have to be 4 p.m. because you had the whole council meeting and everything. So, you guys grab lunch, some snacks, etc. Some hoagies.
Well, we can tonight try Fu's idea, and if that doesn't go well, head there first thing in the morning.
Sounds good.
In that case, I think I'll have to prepare. With something that probably costs a lot of money.
Oh, what do you need?
Excellent question. Nothing. It does not cost money. I lied.
Are you just trying to scam us?
Well, I mean, if you're looking in your pockets, I would appreciate some really nice rare oils worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Love that that was almost a question.
Does this starflower position pay? Because I have like 5 gold.
28 gold in my pockets.
For the
Oh, I
record,
don't
it
have
does
pockets.
pay, and you guys will have each gotten your pay for 240 gold.
Oh,
We've been gone for
okay.
4 months, though. Is that 4 months' pay?
Yeah,
4 months on a off the books mission though.
yep.
The shoestring budget. Oof.
2 gold a day, yeah.
I'm thrilled considering nobody knew I had the position.
Amazing. Okay. Well, in that case, I think we should, well, be prepared, I guess. If things go well, which is to say, if the spell works, you guys will sleep and wake up in the place that the lotus is.
I guess that's good-ish.
Are when you say you guys, are you not coming with us?
No, of course, I will be with you every step of the way, Pear. I would never.
Now, will
just
we
leave-
wake up as soon as we get there, or are we going to be like, vulnerable when we're there with the lotus?
Well, I've never used it to try to find an enemy before, so I'm not sure.
What if you don't sleep?
You won't go anywhere. It doesn't have to be sleep. It could just be unconscious. So, if you would like some help with that.
All right, Bodhi, let's go out. Let's go out and smoke up so I fall unconscious.
Yeah, just make sure you go to sleep with
I'm just gonna point at my
Maybe-
ear.
with your ear.
My ear.
It's an elf.
No, I understand the sleep issue, but I think there's obvious workarounds for that. But for sure, you should go to sleep with your ear.
Would it work for a trance?
Are you unconscious during that?
No, I'm in a trance.
Do you want to just try and see what happens?
Sure.
If you get left behind,
I can track it.
maybe.
What is this spell that we are going to be doing?
Oh, we're talking about the Dream of the Blue Veil.
Dream of the Blue Veil.
Isn't that the one that just takes you into a whole nother campaign setting?
Well, I have
Just
the lotus
giggle about
flowers.
it.
I have the lotus flowers that were left behind from Bodhi's dream. And I thought we'd use those to help target us.
Okay. Sure.
I smell a crossover.
Okay.
It's like 3 okays now. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, we haven't heard an "Are you sure?" So
Let him cook.
we-
This will be interesting.
It'll be something.
Interesting. All right. Another world on the material plate. All right. Here we go.
So wait. Hold on. I'm still reading.
Sure.
I love that you cast this and then said, "I'm reading what it does."
Uh-huh.
Just pulling a ribbon.
I'm
That's
sorry.
perfect.
What were you doing in that council chamber earlier today?
Wait, Riven can read? That's news to me, probably.
He very,
And look at
very
words.
simple books. Yeah, extremely simple books.
Should I
Picture
say it, or
books,
did
so
somebody else
that-
want to say it?
No. I know what you were going to say.
Yeah. I think you should sleep with your weapons and your equipment.
What would Bodhi's version of "what's the worst that can happen" be?
Oh man, there is no worse. There's just is. Like good or bad, up or down, left or right, in or out, man. It's all just the same. All you gotta do is get on the wave and ride it.
Doesn't matter where the wave came from or what the wave's made of. What the universe wants is you to ride it, man. Ride the wave. There's no worse that can happen. There's only it happens, man, and it's up to us to decide what happens and when it happens. You get me?
Pear falls asleep sculpting a surfboard out of clay.
Do you want to trance, Tristan, or would you like to be unconscious?
I'm just gonna trance.
Okay,
It's the elf version of sleep.
sure.
Okay. Almost there.
We're gonna appear on a spaceship.
I've done that before.
A lotus is
And
from
we're
the
in
spaceship?
Spelljammer.
Oh my god.
Also, Brahmi, before you go to bed, I don't have a way to get us back.
Yes, you do. It's
Okay.
on the spell.
What? Okay. All right. What's
So
that?
I was
Alright.
counting on you.
Uh-huh. To bring us back if need be.
Well, 'cause, yeah, you were able to bring us back before, so I assumed you could do that anytime.
Yeah. I just gotta make sure I got the spell
Thought I'd mention
prepared.
it.
So we might have to do it the next day.
Are we gonna do
FYI.
Brahmi with Mommy again? Because I'm cool with that.
We see what now?
Are we gonna see your mom again?
No. That was an accident because she actually made their like little garden courtyard area is like a sacred space now.
I mean, your mom's home.
Oh, I thank you, but also, wow, yikes. That's her mom.
Which
She
one?
has a party. She's hot.
She is beautiful, but you know.
Yeah, but you didn't define which one.
Do I have to?
All
No.
the above.
Okay, just put an S on moms.
Okay.
hot
I
Hot
only
mom?
met one of them. Yes, Hot's mom.
mom.
So
Okay, yes, she's got it.
You need to
She's
update-
got it.
Do you need to leave any last instructions for anyone left behind?
I do not see the DM brought me.
It's on Discord.
Oh, in Discord. Oh,
I'm sorry, that's my bad.
one moment. Okay, understood.
There's no need to like, yeah, okay. Do we need to let people know?
I need
that what was the
perception
question
checks
was?
as you guys prepare to do these spells. From
Everyone
anyone who
does a
cares.
Cares?
Do you mean
Anyone who
cares,
cares
Alright.
cares about what Brahmi said or something else?
about Brahmi.
What?
What?
Probably didn't do anything.
Brahmi didn't do anything.
Oh, well, I was referring to you saying whether we should let people know. But
Oh yeah.
We could let what's her nope, she went back to Shatter Shaddai.
Cool. So Fu, Bodhi, Tristan, and Pear all notice that Brahmi has a hickey.
I don't notice it.
Oh, yeah, you absolutely notice as well, Mio. You're 4
I
hours
thought it
before.
happened.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You
Oh
saw
my
that. Yeah.
god. He notices way too much.
First-hand
I,
knowledge.
thank you for me.
No one saw that. Everything's fine.
The hickey.
Are you trying to
Yeah, we
cover
did.
it up?
No. What? What are you talking about? I don't
It's
know
a
what you're talking
completely different shade from your regular markings. Come on.
about. Yeah. That happens sometimes. No comment. We have other things to focus on. At any
Sounds
rate,
fair.
should we tell someone that we're doing this in case the worst happens? I nominate Cinnamon Barb just because she was there when we lost Dreamshade.
Well, that works for me. I would have asked Bodhi what he thinks, but I don't know if we have time for that. So just do what you think's responsible.
Don't ask about it.
Okay.
Ami does send to Cinnamon Barb that they're trying something, and is there like a deadline for this thing that if it doesn't work, she should come check on us? What do you think, Fu?
If it works, we'll find out in 6 hours. And if it doesn't work, we'll find out in 6 hours.
So 10 hours? 24 hours? She doesn't hear from us? Okay. Just come check on us?
How fast can you bring us back?
Pretty fast.
Okay.
Is that okay? Are we good?
I know.
Okay. Brahmi just let Cinnamon Barb know that they're trying something, and if she doesn't hear from them in 24 hours, to come and check the house for them.
The empty house.
Are we vanishing or are we sleeping? What's the...
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't explain. We're going to sleep. I'm going to cast a spell. If it works, we'll all dream. And in your dream, you should look for a blue veil. If you can pull aside the blue veil, you will wake up having teleported to a new place.
So our bodies will be gone.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Interesting. And if it goes wrong?
Well, it depends on how it goes wrong. It's possible that the spell might not work, in which case we'll wake up in the morning and probably want to eat some breakfast. It's possible that the spell will take us, I don't know, someplace unexpected. I
Sweet.
think it's more likely that it just won't work, or it will.
Okay. Okay.
That feels like a good bet.
So Brahmi will tell Cinnamon Barb that if she doesn't hear from them in 24 hours, something may have gone wrong. And to just be aware of the Mark of the Lotus.
Okay. Cool.
And that's it.
Awesome. So, do you guys go to bed?
Yep.
Okay. So, you and the other 5 willing participants of this spell flew.
Yep, I'm gonna direct them to go to bed in the same place so that I can reach all of them.
All right.
I'm gonna spend 10 minutes. I think after they fall asleep is the order of operations. Casting a spell using the lotus flower petals as the target for the guide.
All right.
And then I'll fall asleep too.
And as you fall asleep, you begin to dream. And as you dream, you find yourself wandering along a pool of lotus blossoms. The black petals that you hold in your hand fall from your fingers into the water and turn a bright pink. And then the center of them, a pale white. As you walk along, your footsteps barely disturb the water, leaving just faint ripples as you walk. Ahead of you, you see a shimmering barrier. Beyond it, you see buildings, clouds, but they're indistinct as you approach the barrier. Do you wish to move it aside, Fu?
Is it blue?
It is blue.
Then I'm going to trust that this is working the way I want it to and push the blue veil aside.
All right. Each of you experience this same phenomenon, and as the blue veil is pushed aside, you find yourselves standing in a far different place. You hear the roar of a variety of traffic, and you hear noises that assault your ears. You look around, you're standing on a stone surface next to a series of lotus blossoms. In the distance, you see buildings that rise hundreds of feet into the air. There are orbs that glow with light in the middle of the day. People dressed strangely in shining, strange clothes that don't match anything you've ever seen. You hear beeps and whirls, and you hear ka-chings and bells, machines whirring and clacking all around. As you are standing here, a man is going to walk around you and say some words, and you hear, "Damn punk kids, always dyeing their hair."
I'm gonna count up my companions. Did we all make it?
All 6 of you are here.
I
Okay.
I'm gonna like hunch down a little bit so that I'm close enough that everyone can hear me. Uh, and I'm gonna explain that I think it worked. We might be maybe within a mile of whoever visited Bodhi, where the lotus petals came from. So we might have to search a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Should we
Is
spread out?
is there any way to just like tell what we're looking for?
Well, I think we're looking for the House of Lotus, right?
Okay. So it looks like these flowers here. Is there anything other than maybe a sign out front that says House of Lotus that we would be able to use to tell that it's the house?
Gonna guess a picture of a lotus.
Thank you.
Can you read that
How
language?
how does the House of Flowers usually identify each other?
Don't we have a secret handshake?
If you'd like.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to have a secret handshake. I feel like we're a secret organization. We should have secret code words and secret handshakes. And secret gestures.
We definitely do. Pear's gonna walk up to Mio and improvise the secret handshake.
I'll follow along flawlessly.
Incredible.
We
I
should-
more meant like something that we all know that if we encounter someone from the House of Flowers, they'll be able to do the same gesture.
Did you guys just memorize what we did? It's only 32 steps.
You did a great job. It's not really what I
32
meant. But...
They must not be real members.
So we should ask people around if they know that. Well, they won't know that secret handshake. We could just ask them if they know about the House of Flowers.
Okay.
Do you think that would get us killed?
Possibly.
I don't see anyone carrying weapons, so
Like us.
Let me do a check. No weapons?
You look around for weapons, and you don't see anything that looks like weapons. No,
They got
like these
guns.
people are notably unarmed compared to the armed people that you have in your party. You guys seem to be given quite a lot of room.
We must have come to like a gated community, maybe a temple.
Should we look
We
for
see
one?
any signs
You're
of
going to
of
hear
recognizable
sirens
gods?
coming. Rear, rear, rear.
We need to
That's
find. Let's
so
just go.
loud.
Is there
I
anything that kind of looks like?
You hear running shoes, loud clacks coming across the stone ahead of you.
I'm gonna pick up or pluck one of the lotus flowers and just ask any passerbyers if they've seen this.
Damn hedgehog doing
They
it.
look at you as a talking hedgehog begins speaking. They scream and go running away.
Well, that feels effective.
Rude.
Maybe they
Any-
recognized you from
Okay, you know,
from the House of Flowers.
Is there like a between buildings area? Brahmi's gonna try to herd everyone towards like a alleyway.
Sure.
Hey,
Well,
I
let's
think
go.
it's very
Let's
cute
go.
when you try to herd me.
Yeah, it's like the smallest corgi and the largest Great Dane. Okay, can you can we go into that alleyway? Let's go. People seem to be upset.
All right, so you guys tuck into an alleyway.
She's got Bodhi by the t-shirt sleeve.
Weirdly enough, Bodhi looks the most normal here.
He does look so normal here. It's crazy.
you know, I find that offensive. Until I started talking, nobody thought I was out of place.
I'm actually kind of surprised you didn't get chased down. That was out of character.
The last time, wait, was I there? Maybe I wasn't there.
You've been here before?
No. I was thinking that there probably the House of Grass has encountered situations where they've had to go into disguise.
Yeah, we have. We've done that a couple times.
Just
Do you think a
defending with the-
goblin would fit in? Brahmi's made me one of them before.
I look over Pear's head back into the main thoroughfare. I don't think I see a goblin in there.
You do not see a goblin in there.
Just by cursory glance, I think the only two that look normal here would be Bodhi and I. You're tall and whatever you are, Fu, and Brahma, you're kind of half fish. Tristan, you're very pointy and scarred, and Pear, I've only ever met like a couple of you guys, and you don't look like anyone out there. Maybe this is like Shu, where it's very cloistered and enclavish, where they're all the same.
As you guys are sitting in the alleyway, a series of uniformed individuals will go running by, searching for you.
Oh, wow. Those look a bit like military.
Well, that armor's not going to protect them from anything.
Oh.
They go
Maybe
running
it's-
past.
Okay, let's go a little further in so we're not easily viewable.
I
Yes.
think that Mio and Bodhi should scout ahead. We should probably just lurk for the time being.
But what are we even looking for?
The House of Lotus. Or the stuff that was in the drink. I don't know.
I mean, it took us to Lotus unless you think that pond is actually... Maybe it's a house like Brahmi's house.
oh,
like
that's
Aqua.
Should we-
Underwater?
try and dive into it.
Did I get a look how deep it is, Eric?
It's a good, 3 feet.
I could see the bottom from where we were, Pear, and I mean, while you could be submerged, I think the rest of us would be about knee deep.
Well,
Pooh, do you know how close we are to where we were supposed to be?
We should be within a mile.
Would we have any uh, indication of what we're looking for? Based on, I guess, what you were attempting to transport us to?
Yeah, I was trying to find the visitor that met with Bodhi in his dreams.
Okay, I guess, like, would we have seen or know anything about what they look like?
Bodhi described him as having a real cool cloak.
Okay.
I don't know. Does Bodhi want to add anything to that description?
Yeah, he had a really cool cloak. I actually don't remember what he looked like, Eric. Can you put him up on the screen?
He was hooded and cloaked. You did not get a good look at him.
Yeah,
Had, like-
man. I was looking at him really close, and all I could really just remember is he had a really cool cloak. But no one here is wearing a cloak. I don't think we're close to the cloaks. This is not a cloak wearing spot.
We don't have a direction to go in, do we?
Negative. You landed within a mile of the destination.
Are these buildings climbable?
Are these buildings climbable?
Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah.
All right.
I would like to run up the nearest super tall building to look down if I can see anybody in a cloak.
Okay, you're going to run up the nearest super tall building. Do you want to go up these 3-story buildings, or do you want to go up something taller?
I guess within a half mile, I would run up the tallest building. So, like, I don't want to run to the very edge of what would have
Okay.
been a mile circle, but
Understood. So, as the monk hedgehog goes running up the side of a building, which is a good 200 feet away from you guys, you're going to catch eyes. People are going to notice you very obviously running up the side of a building, sir.
That's
And
cool, I'm
you're going to
fast.
draw a crowd that will all gather at the base to watch, and they start bringing out some what look like bricks, but they're flat. And they begin pointing these bricks up at you, sir. The bricks are multicolored and shining. Each of the bricks has eyeballs attached to it, and the eyes are all gazing up at you as you do this.
while I'm running up it, I would not be looking down until I got to the top.
Okay, you get up to the top, and you can look down. You see that there's easily 30, 40 people with these bricks loaded with eyes gazing up at you, pointing.
Do I see anybody, I guess, in a cloak or that would look like what Bodhi described?
You'll see a couple of people who are dressed in black suits, but not cloaks. Everyone
If
seems
it-
to be very futuristically dressed, very formal and uncomfortable. They have garments that are tight-fitting and not great for infiltration.
If the people in black suits stand out from the crowd, I guess I would kind of single them out to watch what they're doing. But if not, and they blend in, I would just
There's a lot of them.
ignore what I'm looking at.
Yep.
I think I would just kind of sit up there looking around until anybody else in the party tells me not to.
Sure. While you're sitting up there, you're going to observe a uniformed individual come to the bottom of the crowd there and point up at you. He shouts for you to get down from there. As he does so,
Common.
he points what looks like an elongated magic wand at you, sir.
I would just pretend like I don't understand what language he's speaking as I'm an animal.
Okay. You will hear a loud crack, and the shingles next to you shatter. There was a flash from the long pipe he was holding.
Can I cast a spell down here?
Sure.
Can I cast fog cloud
Okay.
around this bozo with his wand?
Sure. The fog cloud appears, and you will hear screams as the fog suddenly appears and people go running.
This is acceptable. Like, this is better than wands being pointed at people.
The uniformed individual will run out of the fog towards the building.
That's the thing about fog. Like, it's usually a little bigger.
All right. So what are we doing, guys?
I'm gonna hold an action to cast blindness if he tries to aim his wand again.
Okay. You look around. Go ahead.
I would just, so I know the message spell, and I would just send that back down to everybody and ask what we're doing.
I'm trying to figure that out myself. What's the plan,
I thought
guys?
we were gonna go explore and look for some lotuses.
I'm trying.
Apparently, we're attracting attention.
We found the lotuses. They just seem to be a pond of lotuses or lodis.
Yeah, I don't know that that's what we found. Like, I don't think we found what we were looking for. I think those just happened to be here.
Can I get you guys to roll an investigation check as you're looking around awkwardly, gaining the attention of a whole bunch of people?
Sure.
Because you've got this 7-foot man
Hair's got it.
towers over everybody
Uh-huh.
with abs, casting magical spells. You've got a hedgehog on top of a building, and you've got a boring man and a guy in a tie-dye shirt all hanging around. Somewhere in the corners is a pink-haired Triton and a guy that looks like a axe murderer. So,
Ex-murderers
Bodhi-
have Texas.
That
So
must be.
Bodhi's all like, "Hey, man, like, aren't we supposed to be looking for lotuses or something?" And he's still got his staff, and he goes, "Well, let's see what I can figure out." And tries to locate a lotus.
okay. So,
I can't believe you're the hero.
with locate animals or plants, because of where you are standing, there is a lotus inside the pagoda here.
All right. Hey, just in front of that, like, weird shoe-looking building. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to go in there because I'm not a woman. So maybe Brahmi has to go in there. I don't know.
Would our investigation checks have pointed to the same location, Eric?
The investigation check, yours would, yes, based off of the smell, sir.
All right, so that's where the kitchen is. And where I will be headed.
Okay.
I will climb down and shoot Brahmi a message to gather the party there.
I think we need to lose some attention before we try that.
I'm gonna disguise self, try to look like other people.
All right. Cool. So you take down your hood and look normal? Act casual?
Well, I was actually gonna do like look more human,
Okay.
like actually cast disguise self.
Awesome. Cool. So the spell washes over you and you look more human. Sweet. Anyone else want to do anything before going in there? No? All right.
I'm not gonna follow if people are still gonna like scream at me.
People aren't screaming at you. Not anymore.
No. And I still think I'm kind of like hiding in an alley. But if it looks like I'm about to get a wand pointed at me, I'm watching this guy with the wand.
Okay. He's trying to avoid going into the pagoda. As Pear heads towards it, looks like the guy is giving up.
Excellent.
I'll
Then
hide
I
for the
will wait.
pagoda.
So should we all go to the pagoda quick?
All right.
Bodhi's already in the pagoda.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go with Bodhi. Bodhi's in there.
Cool. So you guys go inside the pagoda. As you guys walk in,
It would
the
look like
place
this.
is austere and intimidating. You see lights glowing from lamps that don't seem to have any fire in them. As you walk in, you are greeted by a woman who's sitting at one of the couches. Hello. Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for a lotus flower. Man, is there one right in here somewhere?
We have many lotus. How can I assist you? We do not normally serve casual people here.
What is this place? And I'm not very casual.
You're pretty casual.
She looks at you. This is the Den of Darkness. Welcome.
Kind of a weird name for a place that has so many lights. They're
She
more like
smiles.
the Den of Light.
It is not about the light, but rather what the light drives away.
And okay. You know, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff over the last 6 months, so this doesn't even make the top 10 list. We'll let that go by. So I look over at Bodhi's kind of confused. Looks over at Pear and Mio. All right, there's lotus. Look, there's one right there, and there's a lotus flower right there, and there's a lotus flower right there. What are we doing now? We found them.
Are you here to partake, or simply to point out the decor?
I don't really know why I'm here, but to be honest, that's kind of how I normally am. Not really understanding why I'm wherever I am. But we'll make the best out of it. But Pear right here, and I point at Pear, he knows what's going on. You should ask him. Or if you don't like him, how about this non-casual person here? And I point at Brahmi.
Ah. Strange. I have not noticed such creatures except in storybooks. Why are you here?
Who she asked that to?
Brahmi and Pear.
Okay.
I was going to ask you the same thing.
I
Care to
work.
explain yourself?
I work here. This is my establishment. You barge into my home, my place of business, and you ask me to explain myself as a creature, a demon from beyond the plains, a fiend to be felled, to be purged and thrown away. Come with an angel from beyond. It's a strange day.
Yep. But it sounds like you understand what's going on. So do you
Just
want
called Saturday?
to tell us what's going on?
I am asking you, why are you here? It is quite rude to barge into someone else's establishment and ask them questions of why am I doing things.
That's a really funny thing to say, because that's That's what exactly happened to us. Is someone barged into our dreams and interrogated our people.
Yeah, what the app said.
You
We're just trying to find out what that was about, and find out if someone's been taking our neighbors.
neighbors.
What do the paintings look like?
You look around, the paintings are of various people doing a variety of things. Classical era stuff. It's very artistic in nature, fanciful, but most of the paintings here are of assassins performing various feats of cunning or posing with weapons and portraits of rank. Very distinguished and austere.
What services do you provide that you offered us to partake of?
Well, we have a variety of delicious options in the form of smoke and food, delicacies native to our place. We are specialists. Is there something specific you wish to taste or partake in?
If that's an option.
She smiles and will stand and head towards the center table, where she will uncover a small metal cloche. As it opens, inside there is a beautiful black lotus that the petals have been pulled apart and it has been roasted. All over it, you can see that there is a sugar-like glaze to it.
Your people eat flowers?
Of course. The intoxicating effects are refreshing to those who wish to forget.
And how does that work?
She lifts the plate and offers you a flower. Would you like to take a petal? The first one is free.
Okay.
The pair looks at the rest of us. I will shake my head imperceptibly.
No, I wouldn't. I'd just eat it.
You're immune to poisons, aren't you?
Yep.
Yep.
Don't.
Does it taste
It tastes great.
like anything?
Yeah, it tastes absolutely delightful. It's got a slight floral scent to the texture. It's got a nice toothsomeness to it. It's perfectly candied. This is a candied lotus petal, and this is a thing you can do in real life.
How much for another one?
She smiles. 57 dinars.
I don't know what that means.
She blinks
But
at
here,
you.
and I'll flip her a gold and just grab one.
She smiles, catching the gold piece. She looks at you. How quaint. And she will pocket it and not object to you taking another lotus petal.
You guys should all try these. They're delicious.
You think that's what some people have been eating back home?
I don't really think before I eat.
Okay.
I will give her gold and take
That's why I
one.
don't have abs like you.
Probably the case. Surely not the only reason.
Wait, she did say the first one was free, so I can actually take two, right?
Yes, if you want to take 2 because you paid her a gold, that's fine.
Okay.
Cool. As you take the lotus flower, sir, I need you to go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Tristan Soul Stash falls unconscious
Oh my god.
as he slowly slumps to the floor. It's not an instantaneous thing, but more of he passes out.
When you say unconscious, does it mean like knocked out or asleep?
He's not asleep, he is unconscious.
Okay. Well, I'd still encourage everyone to try one because I thought they were delicious.
I mean, we're still looking for information, aren't we, Bear? Or did you want to relax a little while we're here?
I mean, both. I've gathered lots of information, actually. I've learned that they have these, and they taste great.
Okay.
I don't know what Tristan's doing. You guys should check in on him, though.
I expect Brahmi is doing that.
You still awake, Brahmi?
She must have taken one too.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, I'm here. I apologize.
So, as she offers you a lotus petal, would you take one, Brahmi?
She'll do what everybody else in the group is doing.
We're not
No,
doing that,
because
Brahmi.
Tristan
Nope.
just did that and then went unconscious.
Oh, so no one is doing it.
Oh,
Now the
Pear is.
captain-
Pear is doing it.
Pear's chewing
Well-
on them, yep.
Great. Chewing on them?
Yep.
I paid for extra.
Did you check that Tristan's still breathing?
Yeah, of course.
Nobody
Hey.
cares.
Well, no, we care. What do you mean? We brought you all the way back from limbo. We just got you.
Bodhi,
Uh,
these taste just like what you smoke, but better.
Whoa. All right. You should give me one of those. Give me 2.
Okay. They will do so.
And I eat them.
Okay.
Oh.
Please roll a Constitution saving throw, sir.
With the chaser of Gorp.
With a chaser of Gorp. All right, Bodhi. Your system is so infused with the variety of concoctions and herbal remedies that you regularly partake in that this is just a nice downer. It's a nice mellowing agent for you.
Yeah. Look over at like my apprentice, and he's like asleep. And I'm like, hey man, you should wake up. This is like what we're here for. To be the druid of like the House of Flowers, man. You gotta be able to eat things, man. Eat plants. It's just a plant, man. The universe is trying to teach you something. There's wisdom in this plant. Like this plant was grown from like the sun and the water and the earth and the wind, man. All 4 elements. There's only 4 elements in the world, man. Well, except for the 5th element, which is love. I don't know if you knew that, man, but everyone knows that. So you probably did know that. But then you fell asleep when you got to partake, man. I love this stuff. This is great. Man, here, give me another one of those. 3rd time's a charm.
Oh
Eats
my God.
another one. This is great, man. Wake up. Wake up, man. This is education right here.
Did this woman react at all to Bodhi's mention of the House of Flowers?
Roll a insight check.
Okay.
Because she's trying not to show any emotion at all. But you will notice that at the mention of the House of Flowers, her eyes did widen and her iris is dilated. But other than that just faint tell, no.
Just as a question, this is chemical. This is not magical sleep. Right?
Correct. This is not magical sleep. This is chemical.
Okay.
So is he poisoned?
Yes, he's poisoned. Yeah.
Oh,
But,
okay.
but continue to
Bodie's
lecture
all-
me.
Bodie's all like, man. You like, this is crazy. So he like pulls out like a little paper out of his backpack, and he's all, hey man, this is what happens sometimes. I guess this is good. You were trying to learn. And he casts a scroll of lesser restoration so he's not poisoned anymore.
Okay. So, as you're not poisoned anymore, Tristan, you wake up after having had a dreamless black sleep. The woman looks at you. Interesting. It's not often that one recovers so quickly from the effects of the lotus. Nor is it often that so many are unaffected.
I mean, he's a strong guy, man. He's not the apprentice of the hero of Y Rix for nothing. Like, you don't just get to be that. Like, I don't know. He just all of a sudden became, like, they just told me he was their apprentice, and now that he woke up, I know that he's a good apprentice. That happens.
What is Ivrix?
Y Rix. That's where we're from.
I have
Y
not heard
Rix?
of such a place.
It's because it's pronounced Ivry. He's had a bit too many lotus flowers, if you know what I mean.
Too many, not enough. Come
Yeah.
on now.
You know, you can keep eating them. I'll pay for whatever you want.
Does she recognize?
You have 13
Agree?
gold pieces.
We just got paid, so I
Oh.
have 240 minus whatever you eat. So you can't have that many, but
Alright.
You
Are we
come
paying
from
this woman
hell,
in straight
then.
gold?
no, it's pronounced Ivry, not hell.
The homeland of fiends and devils.
What is this place called?
This is a Satoro. Why?
Just wondering, you're asking where we're from. Wondering where you're from.
You have arrived in the city of Asatoro from Ivry. You have jumped planes. Strange.
Point of fact, miss, we haven't. I don't have the ability to bring people across planes.
Truly.
So in this particular case, we did not.
Interesting. So you came here willingly?
We came in search for those who searched us out.
Who sought you out?
You recognize a calling card that looks like this? And then I dig around and like, with that David Lotus picture.
She looks at it. I do.
Who does it belong to?
And this is the picture of the lotus flower?
With the
Yep.
knife through it?
With the knife through it. Okay. She raises an eyebrow. I have seen this before. Yes. A man came here and drew it upon the table. He consumed many lotuses. The black ones charred in the fire. He wrote stories for a week. He said they were fiction. But when he wrote, his eyes were black, like wells of ink.
Did he give you a name?
He did not. We do not ask names here. We value the privacy of our clients.
And staff? What's your name?
She smiles. Does that matter?
Yeah, that's why I asked.
And her name, where was it? Her name, she will smile kindly at you, and here it is. Ivara Ravenshaw. And copy. Come on, copy. There it is, copy.
Well, that doesn't
and
sound like a flower name.
Ivara Renshaw, sorry.
And how long have you been running this establishment?
I am the 5th generation of this family business.
Dating back until
Approximately 300 years ago.
do we have any idea on how long, like, the time discrepancy to where we're from? No, actually, we wouldn't, so.
We have no idea of that, but the fall of the House of Lotus was, and I'm saying this one in character,
Yeah.
the fall of the House of Lotus was centuries ago.
Indeed. You know of our fall.
And when did it
What?
rise again?
The House of Lotus will not rise to power or prominence. We remain as we are.
And who is seeking out the House of Flowers? And why is there a stabbed lotus attached to these inquiries? And why is the House of Lotus on everyone's lips back home?
Perhaps jealousy, envy for what we have become. Wealthier than anyone dared hope.
I,
How long
back
ago
home,
was the
no
Black
one knows
Knight?
that you are alive.
In Ivry,
The story is told there is that the House of Lotus fell and disappeared.
the House of
No one
Lotus was
spoke of them.
cast down by the devils of Ivry. We were cast out of paradise. We were thrown to the wolves and dragons, and we escaped the grasp of Ivry to come here, where we have forged our own way.
Where is here?
Asatoro.
Well, okay, yes, but like, where is Asatoro?
I'm not totally clear how much you're listening to, because the flowers.
Like, is Asatoro on the same plane as Ivry? Is it on a different timeline? Is it?
Ivry is another world on the material plane.
I knew we ran that world. So, is this happening the same time as?
I do not know
Things
the
back
answers to the questions you ask.
You're not very helpful.
How long ago did the
That's
Black
not
Knight-
very polite, Pear.
Come
How
on,
long ago
Pear.
did the, when was
I'm
the
not gonna see her again. Okay.
Yeah, we might. You never know.
Well, okay. I'm
When-
sorry. Not really.
When was the last time the black-eyed author was in here?
The black-eyed author was here 2 days ago. He wrote a story about a woman with tattoos of gold dressed in armor and long braids. He wrote a story about how she went on an adventure and how she lost many allies. He is a regular.
Do you know about what time he comes in?
She smiles. He should be here tomorrow, usually around 2 p.m.
Okay.
Did he leave behind a copy of his story?
He did not. He is quite private.
Does he share the stories with you when he writes them?
Not intentionally, but I read over his shoulder when he writes. He is very engrossed.
How many of these stories has he written in here?
As far as I know, 10 or 12, perhaps more.
Does that line up with the amount of people we've been told have gone missing? I know that
You
we don't
guys
have
are
an exact
aware
number.
of a total of 5, is what you guys are aware of.
Okay. Does he ever indulge in the treats that you have offered us?
He does. It grants him a muse, inspires him, and gives him creativity, is his words.
Well, are we welcome to wait until he shows back up?
If you choose to pay for a room, you may.
We go search for him?
He is
I'm
not
asking Parrot.
here.
How many of the stories do you remember?
2.
Who was the other character besides the black woman with the braids of gold?
The other one was a man, haggard and harried. He had to form some kind of acquisition. Theft, I believe, was what the story was about. He sought an urn within a temple. Good.
Yareth? Does that name sound familiar?
It does. The author was interrupted, though, before he could finish the story. A rambunctious man, drunkard, burst into the room and caused him to spill his food. The author, angry at the interruption, left. So I do not know how the story of Yareth ended.
Well, how much for a room?
20 dinars. Or,
Again,
of
I
these
don't
coins,
understand that currency.
2 of these coins for each of you.
Okay, so that's like 12. If I give you like 20,
for the
can
math.
I take a few extra of these lotus flowers?
She smiles.
And-
yes.
Would you give us like a how do people here alert one another of things? Like we kind of do this, and I'll use a message spell to, when I say this, just kind of give a ding into her head. But
She rocks backwards at the sensation.
we'd like to know when he arrives.
I will knock on your door.
This place is so out of
Here.
touch with the times.
Here.
Yes, Brahmi.
You're doing great.
Okay.
Please, enjoy your room. And she will hand you a plate of lotus flowers and a key. Do you guys head off?
Not really much we can do until then.
All right.
We can go explore the city, set up some surveillance and traps. We can look for this Arthur.
I
We can
would
find out if there's anyone else besides this lady.
fully encourage that, while I would also head to bed to just lay and eat my lotus flowers.
You woke up 10 minutes ago and ran up a wall.
Robbie,
And I'm
you are
exhausted
not
from it.
disguised.
Your day's over.
Robbie is currently a Triton in what seems like modern day Japan.
Cosplay.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of fits in.
It
That
I mean, it's not that weird.
We don't
you're
know
in-
what cosplay
if
is.
we're in
though.
Tokyo, like nobody would question it.
Right. However, we do have people that have swords and weapons all over them in the form of bows and staves, etc. And those kind of stand out.
A walking stick
A
for a
walking
very
stick-
tall man.
A walking stick for a very tall man. Understood.
Honestly,
Perfect.
Blue being 8 feet tall stands out the most out of the
yeah.
entire.
This height is bad on my back. I need a walking stick.
Uh-huh.
These abs are just for show.
They just show muscles.
Truthfully,
They're
the
like
walking stick
airbrushed.
is the least dangerous part of my person. I
It doesn't even reach the ground.
Yeah.
You just hover.
All right. Well, we don't have time to get into the next segment of this tonight. So what we'll do is we will come back next week for you guys to continue exploring what's going on with the stabbed lotus and figure out what's been going on with the people on your own world here on the material plane. As always, guys, thank you so much for choosing me to be GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. If you know someone who wants to play my games, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about getting into a wait list for a campaign slot or joining a one-shot. I do have that one-shot with Nerd Holla on March 13th. Go sign up for that. The tickets are available right on the front page of gmeric.com. Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful night. Please stay safe, and we'll be back tomorrow evening with the Toivoan Trainwreck as they continue the assault of Sageos' lair.